We welcome you to Mitchell Athletic Complex in Uniondale, Long Island, where this afternoon Varsity Media Sports Network presents the Catholic High School Football League AA1 Showdown, brought to you by Webull Financial, where it's the second-seeded Mavericks of Moore Catholic against the top-seeded Flyers of Chaminade High School. Dylan Butler here with Pat Godfrey, the two-time national champion, a former Harborfields standout as well. And Pat, a great matchup here of two teams, a little bit of a different matchup. A lot of players on the sideline for Chaminade, not as many. A lot of two-way guys from Moore, but clearly the top two teams nearly in the AAA, but battling for a AA1 championship today.
Absolutely. If you look at these sidelines, you'll really quickly see that Chaminade has a robust program, very, very well developed, very, very deep. On the flip side, Moore Catholic doesn't quite have the numbers that Chaminade has. They played with only about 24 varsity players throughout this season, but hey, only 11 are out on the field at each time, and Moore Catholic has 11 good ones, so should be a really exciting matchup here today.
We'll take a look at the offensive starters first for the Mavericks of Moore.
Pacheco, running back, class of 2025.
Giovanni Maniscalco, class of 2023, halfback.
Matthias Lighton, class of 2024, wide receiver.
Nick Jordan, class of 2023, wide receiver. Michael Zay, class of 2023, wide receiver.
Harry Tabansi, class of 2023, left tackle.
Eduardo Pierre, class of 2022, guard.
Jason L. Cruz, 2023, center.
Cyrus Cardona, class of 2025, right guard.
Akil Brandon Smith, 2024, right.
The Holy Spirit, amen. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, amen. Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem of the United States of America.
So we showed you the offensive starters for Moore. Their impact player on the offensive side of the football is Matthias Lighton, the sophomore. He's 6'1", 34 receptions on the year. He's a threat both deep as well as underneath. Lighton could be a huge player today. We showed you the Moore offense. Let's show you their defense now, presented by Catholic.
Harry Tabansi, 2023, defensive end.
Eduardo Pierre, class of 2022, DT.
Ashad Meredith Smith, class of 2023, defensive tackle.
Giovanni Maniscalco, class of 23, defensive end.
Anthony Martelli, class of 23, linebacker. DeJuan Coachman, class of 2023, linebacker.
Troy Sullivan, class of 2022, linebacker.
Matthias Lighton, class of 2024, defensive back.
Michael Zay, class of 2023, free safety.
Jalen Johnson, class of 2023, linebacker.
Nick Jordan, class of 2023, cornerback.
And the best player among that group, or maybe the most impactful, number 1, Troy Teleford, the senior, 96 tackles, 5 sacks on the year, an interception, and a forced fumble as well. Telford expects to have a big game, a lot of local interest. Monmouth, Wagner, LIU, and Stony Brook. For Chaminade, here are the Flyers starters on offense.
Thomas Stuber, senior quarterback.
Christian Aqua, senior running back.
Michael Miller, senior receiver.
Justin Barbarino, senior receiver.
Anthony Goller, senior wide receiver.
Gavin Carino, junior receiver.
Nicholas Orfanos, senior left tackle.
Decker Welch, senior left guard.
Mason Dietrich, junior center.
Patrick Caston, senior right guard.
Joe Petrosino, senior tackle.
And the impact player, you see him there, number 11 on your sideline, Christian Alakwa. What a great year Alakwa has had for the Flyers. Opening kickoff is touched back in the end zone as the Mavericks will come out on offense. There you see Alakwa there, number 11, to lead the way. So more Catholic led by their QB, and it will be John Mikowski. And Mikowski, an interesting guy here from Moore because he's been sidelined for this week. The junior, though, what a threat he is, especially as that pro-style quarterback.
And Mikowski will be instrumental in getting the ball out there to their playmakers on the edge, the best of whom is likely Matthias Leighton, as this more Catholic offense gets rolling.
First down from the 20-yard line. A quick scamper and some great defense. Let's send it down to the field. Dexter Henry for a little bit more on John Mikowski.
Yeah, guys, you talked about John Mikowski. I spoke to the head coach, Nick Giannatasio, and he told me that he's been out this week, hasn't practiced with the team at all this week, had emergency oral surgery, but says that he is okay, ready to go, hasn't dampened the spirits of the team. They feel ready to go. The keys, they got to keep it physical today in order to get this win. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Dexter. And that's been really the storyline throughout the year about Moore Catholic. Might be small in numbers, but big in terms of the physicality. 2nd and 8. From the 22-yard line, Mikowski slings it. A big hit there as well, put on by number 35.
That was Terrell Mompoint, a real standout there in the defensive secondary for the Chaminade defense, really laying the wood. And Moore Catholic is used to being the more physical team every time they hit the field each week, so we'll see if Chaminade is able to match that level of physicality.
3rd and 3 for the Mavericks, their first drive of this Catholic AA-1 championship game. Mikowski hands off, finds R.J. Pacheco, and he will be stopped. R.J. Pacheco, really the 2nd, maybe 3rd string running back. They've had some injuries at that position. Just a freshman is Pacheco, and he was stopped there, so 3 and out for the Mavericks on their first drive.
Big stop by Matthew Rappa and a host of other Chaminade defenders there to get off the field with a 3 and out.
Punt nearly blocked. It's fielded on the run at the 40, and a short return there. So Chaminade's offense will step out on the field, and there's been a bit of a rotation at the quarterback spot, but getting the start of the 2 QBs is Thomas Stuber. You see him there in the middle of the huddle, number 4. What a great year he's had as well. His head coach, Kevin Dolan, says if you want to make a video of technique and how to be a proper quarterback, Stuber is the guy you want in on that video. What a year he's had as well to lead the Flyers.
Stuber, a very cerebral quarterback, and will look to be poised as a senior here in the championship game to finish out his career.
Finds Alakwa into space, and our Flyers offensive impact player of the game scampers out past midfield.
2nd and 5 for Chaminade at Moore 47.
Alakwa's an interesting guy too, because you think you lose a guy in Mario Fischetti who, when you look at a lot of the rushing stats and records at Chaminade, kind of broke them all, and you wonder, what do we do next? Well, Christian Alakwa's like, I got it, coach, and he's had an unbelievable year for the Flyers in that category. Gained 5 on that first down. He'll get the handoff, lowers the shoulder, and he gets out to about the 45-yard line. A lot of those guys on Moore that you saw offensively, you'll see them defensively as well, especially big number 75, Henry Tabansi. Look out for him. He's at an end spot here from Moore, already has interest. He's a young junior, only 15 years old, got skipped. He's a high academic guy, Boston College among those interested. 3rd and 3 for the Flyers. Stuber hands off. Alakwa is stopped. So both teams stopped on their first possession. It was Eddie Pierre, number 55, the defensive tackle, to make the stop.
Something to keep an eye on as we go through this game is just the size and physicality of this Moore Catholic defensive line. You know, between Tabansi and Pierre, you're averaging 275 pounds between just those two players in elite size and strength along the defensive front for Moore.
Matthew Dieguez, who's the other quarterback, is also your punter. Gets off a good one, which will not be returned. So we showed you all the other starters. Let's show you the defensive starters for Chaminade, the starting lineup.
Thomas Cook the fourth, senior defensive end.
Luke Ventura, junior defensive tackle.
Anthony Scala, senior defensive tackle.
Charlie Battaglia, I'm a linebacker, and I'm a junior.
What up? I'm Matt Rappa, junior, and a linebacker.
Connor Collette, senior linebacker. Angel Jimenez, senior cornerback. Egan Wagner, senior DB.
Terrell Monpoint, senior safety.
Mike Maggio, junior safety. Brian Friel, junior quarterback.
And you see 49 right in the middle linebacker spot. That's Charlie Battaglia. He is our defensive impact player. As Mikowski rolls left, and he is stuffed.
And a big play. That's Matthew Rappa again, who had 2 tackles on that opening drive. Wow. You know, that's an impressive job of flowing downhill for these Chaminade linebackers early in this game. Certainly a lot of threats that they have to be concerned about, but flowing freely to the ball and making the big play there is number 53, Matt Rappa, the junior.
See Battaglia, 82 tackles on the year, 12 for losses. Really, really active player defensively. A Massapequa kid is Charlie Battaglia. One of, along with Gavin Creo, named captain for next year. One of 2 juniors to be so. A loss of 5 on first down, 2nd and 15. Oh, and certainly some movement up front, and you could see the cadence, right, by Mikowski. But which way will they go? Looks like one official is calling it the other way. Let's have our referee, Chris Atchison, make the call, and it'll be a full start on the Mavericks. So this will push Moore even further back. 2nd and 20 from their own 8. Just underway, the Catholic AA1 championship game presented by Webull Financial. Flyers showing blitz perhaps, backing off now. Mikowski from his own end zone, and that's an incomplete pass down the far side.
Some tight defense played right there by Michael Maggio. Does a really good job, the junior, out on the edge in tight coverage.
Yeah, Maggio has been a real good find this year for the Flyers. Coach Dolan calls him an up-and-comer, very happy with him. Big weight room kid, right? Maggio, number 8. 44 tackles, an interception, 3 pass deflections, and a fumble recovery as well. 3rd and 20. Mikowski from inside his own end zone and just fires it out of bounds. Really impressed early on, Pat, with the physicality and athleticism of this Chaminade defense.
Absolutely. They're flying around and really just not leaving much breathing room for this more Catholic Mavericks offense. really stymied early on and going to have to kick out of their own end zone to try and flip this field.
Wagner is deep for the Flyers. A dangerous punt as well. As you mentioned, its snap's got to be good. Flyers are coming. It's up in the air, but it is a short one. It will, though, take a Mavericks bounce, and it will be dead at about the 38-yard line. Let's show you how both teams got here as we look at our bracket in the AA1. Chaminade with that bye in the first round, and they defeated Fordham Prep. And you see Moore Catholic, a tight win over St. Francis Prep to get here, and it is the 1 and 2 seed. Strange situation really in the Catholic League because it's 1 versus 2 in all 3 of the championship games today. It was chalk kind of going through the brackets in each of the classifications.
And usually high school football is good for a few surprises along the line. So certainly unusual to see a chalky bracket, but 2 really strong teams here today looking to win a championship at the AA1 level. Forgive me.
Stuber to Miller, and Miller's been a fantastic wide receiver. There you see him, good physicality, good size, 6'1", 200. A Trinity College football commit is Michael Miller, the senior, his 22nd reception of the year. It's moves the chains as well. 1st and 10 from the 24-yard line. Stuber flushed out, and he's taken down. Big hit by Giovanni Maniscalco. Maniscalco, the junior, tough hitter, big hitter as well, tough kid, unselfish. Watch Maniscalco, 23, come in.
What's pretty impressive is Maniscalco is a receiver just a year ago, and has bulked up a little bit, coming down into the front 7, and certainly a presence there for this Maverick defense.
And in our conversation with Moore head coach Nick Giannatasio, he said as well, he's been a guy who, as there's a completed pass out to Jack Schmatz.
It's not us.
We're getting yelled at here, and we're not doing the PA. Let's take a look. Here's our matchup here, Miller and Lighton. It should be a good one here. Miller's already gotten a completion.
Chaminade continues to move the ball downfield.
1st and 10 from the 12-yard line. And Stuber calls his own number, and he finds the end zone.
Stuber with the incredible play.
12-yard touchdown for Stuber. Well, fortunately, we got his name right, that's for sure. PA might have said it was Dieguez, but Stuber with the rushing touchdown.
Stuber, and I love the play action. Obviously, the Mavericks defense is going to have to respect Alakwa on that play fake, and Stuber does the rest.
Tim Tomlinson on to attempt the point after. The kick is up, and it is good. So the Flyers take a 7-0 lead. Quick start for the Flyers. Really good stuff on both sides of the football for the Flyers. And, hey, Tomlinson's another guy you got to watch out for, too. The kicker, number 12. He's a sophomore on varsity. That's not a misprint. That's not a mistake. Only the 4th in the history of the program is number 12, Tim Tomlinson, to be called up. There he is, to varsity.
Tomlinson hit a 54-yarder last week, which is just really unheard of at the high school level, almost even the college level. That's an NFL leg. So no wonder there why the schools like Rutgers, Maryland, a lot of Big Ten programs are showing some interest in the young kicker.
Yeah, and that was into the wind against Fordham.
Might be good from 65.
Yeah. he will go to that Rutgers-Maryland game on November 22nd. Interestingly enough, the punter from Maryland is Anthony Pecorella, another former standout in the kicking game for Chaminade. Kickoff is fielded at about the 3-yard line, and Lighton is pulled back. He stopped at about the 20. Kind of the way things are going early on, Pat, you get the sense that maybe this is an important drive for Moore.
I really do think so, just because Moore has struggled. They haven't gotten on the right side of the field yet. They haven't yet encroached into Chaminade territory. You'd like to see them sit behind their, their reliable quarterback, put a couple of plays together, and take back a little bit of this momentum early on, as it seems like Chaminade is the more fired-up team at this point in the game.
There you see their head coach at Moore, Nick Giannatasio, in his 6th season. Overall, of course, his first season was a JV season, so 5th as a varsity head coach out of Port Richmond, 1991. He's been around the Catholic Football League for a while, too. Coached at Bishop Ford, was an OC there. Before that, Nazareth as well. Coached at Poly Prep. That's a nice run on first down. And that was number 6, R.J. Pacheco.
Pacheco does a great job right there. Called up from JV only 4 weeks ago, but has really been doing a great job filling in for Moore Catholic. Had over 100 yards versus St. Francis Prep, and continuing a little bit of that momentum to pick up the first down for Moore Catholic.
Yeah, that was a big deal for him because it was his first 100-yard day as a varsity running back. He was killing it on the JV, so they figured we need to bring up. Plus, there was obviously injuries as well.
And at 6 foot, a $185 is only a freshman. Really, the sky is the limit.
And there he goes again.
Grow. Wow.
Pacheco out towards near midfield. And what we've seen a little bit here, we've seen on these first few carries a little bit of the different ways that Pacheco could hurt you. He can hit you between tackles, and as well here, he can hit it to the outside as well.
Absolutely. Nice burst of speed. Sees a crease, able to cut through the zone and get upfield. Really, really nice back-to-back plays for the freshman.
Yeah, shifty. That whole package, right? Big kid, fast, twitchy as well. 1st and 10 from the 46. Big first down there for the Mavericks. Again, just to move the football and keep your offense on the field. So many of these guys, as we said, do go both ways. But you need to have the answer offensively. Back to Pacheco. Runs towards his own sideline. And there is a flag on the play. It was a good gain, but this one likely to come back. Referee Chris Atchison with the call. There he is. I'm already pointing backwards, right? And it is a hold on the offense.
One plot line to follow as this game progresses along, as we watched in our earlier matchup, the AA2 level, penalties really became a deciding factor in the game. Early on, a little bit of trouble for Moore Catholic, on the wrong side of that penalty margin. We'll see if that continues to really impact this game with some careless mistakes.
So 1st and 22 from the Mavericks' own 34-yard line. Mikowski hands off again to Pacheco. Runs back that same way. This time, though, a short gain. Good pursuit by the Flyers defense.
Yeah, it looks like number 46, Ben Mann, was in on that tackle. The 6'3" junior right there.
Yeah, Ben Mann is a guy who can do a little bit of everything on the football field, says Flyers head coach Kevin Dolan. He's an outside linebacker who comes in during certain run packages, and he said if he asked him, if you gave him 5 days of practice, he'll play left guard as well. Just can't throw. He's got enough quarterbacks, right?
Yep.
2nd and 19 from the 37-yard line. In motion is Lighton. Mikowski runs that way. Nice block. Finds it over the middle to Lighton. This is where he's dangerous in space. And look at that. Chasing him and holding on is our defensive impact player, Charlie Battaglia.
And that's certainly not a favorable matchup right there, one-on-one, having Lighten up against Battaglia if you're a Chaminade fan, but Battaglia really steps up, does a great job with the open field tackle to minimize the damage on that second down play.
Good chase there by...
Strong hands.
Yeah.
Grab whatever you can.
It's a manageable 3rd and 6. There's a good look at Mateus Lighten, number 7, our offensive impact player. So they went head-to-head on that play. We like that here on Varsity Media. 3rd and 6 from the 50. Back to Pacheco, and he is stopped. Big tackle by Luke Ventura.
And Ventura does a great job here, the 6'4", 280-pound junior. You'll see him blow up this play. Does a great job ripping inside on the right guard. Fantastic work by number 61.
A mountain of a man is Luke Ventura, 6'4", 280. Also a great wrestler, so you know he has that athleticism. Some more from midfield, forced to punt the football. This is a fair catch. Ooh, some contact, and that'll be a flag. So Wagner called for the fair catch, was looking to physically catch the football, and he was taken down. And it was a flag regardless, even if he didn't call fair catch, but this will certainly aid the Flyers towards midfield.
Looked like it might have been R.J. Pacheco on that penalty, freshman with a lapse in the judgment right there. And Moore shoots himself in the foot again as they punt the ball away. Should give Chaminade some decent field position to start off this next drive.
So they'll move the football. And as we did in the first game, we kind of take a look and eyeball the quarterback out of the huddle. And it is Dieguez, number 5, who is in.
And Dieguez is a guy with tremendous arm talent, already has a baseball offer from Fordham as only a junior, so adds another element to this offense.
Yeah, very different quarterbacks as well. Dieguez quickly finds Creo. And looks like a short gain, if any, out to about the 40-yard line. It's funny, Kevin Dolan says, you know, you talk to both guys, and if there's a, let's say in that play, right, why'd you go to Creo? And Stuber will give you all of these technical reasons as a quarterback, right, because he's a great quarterback IQ kind of guy and all the reasons and all the other, you know, varieties. He asked Dieguez.
MIT's calling for a reason, right?
He asked Dieguez the same question. He goes, Coach, he was open. You're right. Can't argue with that.
Ultimately, results are what counts, so.
And there is Dieguez. He's stopped just shy of the 45-yard line for the final play of the first quarter. So the Flyers with a 7-0 lead after the first quarter. It's the Catholic High School Football League AA1 championship game presented by Webull Financial.
Catholic Health, when we see our island, we see a region that lives, feels, and pulses with energy. But before it all, we see you, because it's your lives that breathe life into this island. At Catholic Health, we're able to provide the highest quality, most innovative care for your body, because our culture cherishes your humanity. Long live Long Island.
We welcome you back to Mitchell Athletic Complex. 7-0 after one quarter. We send it down to the field to Dexter Henry.
Chaminade Flyers off to a great start in this contest, and that's something head coach Kevin Dolan told me they absolutely had to do if they wanted to get this win. They said they cannot give Moore Catholic any confidence at all whatsoever. Now, in terms of confidence heading into this game, Dolan told me that his team feels very relaxed and ready. He told me he witnessed on Thursday night his juniors and seniors all on the practice field. They weren't talking about football. They were sitting and talking about just the memories they've had of the team, the brotherhood. And that's the kind of focus that he wanted them to have coming into this game. He thinks that they have it. They're up 7-0 right now, and they want to keep that pedal to the metal and add some more points up on the scoreboard. Guys?
Thanks, Dexter. Big run after catch by Gavin Creo. He's the other future captain of these Flyers, we mentioned before, joining Battaglia.
And whenever you're talking about Chaminade, a lot of these guys love football, but one thing is for sure, Division I lacrosse coaches love them. So another guy who's getting a lot of legitimate consideration at the Division I lacrosse level.
Yeah, Yale, Richmond, Penn State, Ohio State. There's the handoff, and there goes Creo again, pushing the ball forward. It's a program not dissimilar to like a Garden City, right, where you've got guys who are stud lacrosse players, but for the fall months, they are football players. There's no doubt about it. And look, maybe lacrosse, or certainly lacrosse, is in a lot of their futures, but these are the times they cherish as a football player.
And I can tell you, seldom will you find a lacrosse guy who won't talk about his high school football memories as some of the greatest athletic moments of his life. So these guys really are stud two-sport athletes helping out the Flyers today.
Dieguez is pulled down from behind by Maniscalco. There is a flag, though, on the play. It'll be a hold on the offense. It will be declined, though, by the Mavericks. Certainly, obviously, the result, right, of the play is a loss anyway, and why give the Chaminade offense another shot at it? So it'll be a 3rd and 12 for the Flyers.
And the first time we've seen Dieguez on a clear passing down, going to have to sit back and throw this one. So we'll see how he's adjusting in terms of comfortability in this championship environment to slinging the rock.
Yeah, you know, sometimes having the two quarterbacks is a concern, right? Because of egos, but not here. They both checked them at the door. Nice play fake. Dieguez rolls right. He has a man. He finds Alakwa. Alakwa beats a tackler and moves forward. Big conversion on 3rd down as the Flyers move the chains.
And that's one of the things that makes Christian Alakwa so dynamic, is just he can hurt you so many different ways. Catching the ball out of the backfield right here, makes a man miss, and knows where the sticks are to keep this Chaminade drive alive.
Alakwa, we talked about the numbers before, right? In the first game, there he is, just behind Mark Anthony Scott, both in rushing yards for the season as well as rushing touchdowns. That's the entire Catholic High School Football League, all 3 of the classifications. 1st and 10 from the 19-yard line.
Alakwa does a really good job of running with low pad level behind his big offensive line. Really good job right there. Just 5 yards looks easy, but those are the types of plays that piece together a drive.
Alakwa, as head coach Kevin Dolan says, is a low-maintenance guy. He said, he's just like my dog Rudy. I put down some food and some water. Just ignore him for 14 years. He doesn't need anything else. 2nd and 5 from the 14-yard line. Creo in motion, gets into the space, looking for blockers. Almost tackled by his own guy, and gets a couple of yards. Chasing him down was Jalen Johnson, number 14.
It'll be 3rd and 4 for Chaminade.
Creo showing you right there just one of the reasons why he's so dangerous. Not easy to bring down, very, very shifty. So even though that's only a 1-yard gain, that could have very well been a couple-yard loss. Value add right there by Creo.
Jalen Johnson, the strong safety, the junior, 20 tackles. Here you see head coach Kevin Dolan. 3rd and 4 for the Flyers. Dieguez back to pass. Over the middle to Miller. And he is downed at the 1.
And if this stands, incredible outstretched catch by Miller.
Pass is complete.
Really good job by Dieguez stepping into it.
He was down. His back was down when the ball popped up. So they'll keep it, obviously, 1st and goal for the Flyers.
And I think Coach Dolan is very happy that we don't have the luxury of video review here, because I don't know if that one would have stood.
And this will be an official timeout. I don't know if it's for a spot, but you could see the Moore coaching staff having a conversation with the officials. You could see by their motioning, you know, we're all the way across the field up in the box, but you could see by their motioning, they're saying our guy had the ball, right?
Coach Giannatasio is not happy right there because the nature of the rule is you have to maintain possession of the ball through hitting the ground. And what he did is, even though he was outstretched, appears to at first make the catch. When he hits the ground, that ball bounces up and is actually, by the lay of the law, a live ball. Potentially an interception actually on that play, directly into the hands of Moore Catholic. So a bit of a blunder there, it appears, from the officiating staff, and Chaminade is rewarded.
Alakwa lowers the shoulder, but he will be stopped short of the goal line. So second and goal. And by the way, we promised Coach Giannatasio to say hi to his dad. He's watching down in North Carolina by the same name. Mr. Giannatasio, we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Second and goal from the 1. Another handoff, and this one is in for the score. Alakwa gets in the end zone, and the Flyers extend their lead.
Great job right there by Declan Welch, Mason Dietrich, Pat Casson, that interior O-line for Chaminade, getting those tough yards right up the middle and making it look easy.
And you see it again. Alakwa always got to do, right? Follow those blocks. And he did just that.
Big time block by Casson.
You saw Dietrich there, right? 72 as well. So Tomlinson on for the point after attempt. It is up, and it is good. So great start for the Flyers. They take a 14-0 lead. 7:30 left in the first half. You're watching the Catholic High School Football League Championships presented by Webull Financial.
The Catholic High School Football League Championship broadcasts are brought to you by Webull Financial. Enjoy tech. Enjoy investing. Catholic Health. Experts in medicine. Leaders in care. And by Winter Brothers, Long Island's #1 choice for recycling and waste removal services.
We welcome you back to Mitchell Athletic Complex. How great is this? Villa Milano, right? And Manhasset, 168 Plandome Road. Their Thanksgiving pizza. Pat, I know you love pizza. You've got gravy, stuffing, cranberries, turkey, all of it on your turkey. You can get it at Villa Milano. 516-365-3440.
And for any of the lucky parents or alumni or players looking to celebrate a championship victory today, Villa Milano, one of the best places to do it. Go order all the necessities, some of the best pizza on Long Island.
Nice return there by Nick Jordan.
The kickoff return by Nick Jordan.
As Moore will look for a response. And look, in the first game, it was a very tight game throughout, right? I think it's important here for Moore to try to have a response because, look, if you get stopped and Chaminade finds the end zone again, it's a lot of uphill running by a team that goes both ways.
Absolutely. They're going to have to put some more weight on Mikowski's shoulders here. The junior might have all he bargained for as they look to play comeback a little bit here in the second quarter.
Mikowski takes it himself, pushes forward, and that's impressive, man, because, again, this is a guy who this week wasn't at practice, as we heard from Dexter Henry on the sideline, had oral surgery, and there he is just pushing himself forward, was not going to miss this game, and he's been in pain this week, but Mikowski trying to do what he can for his team.
And, he's just got a massive heart, really, dedicated player to this program. His coach said that he's literally fearless, plays like a linebacker, and, hey, a couple days out from oral surgery, lowering his shoulder and running like that, pretty impressive from the junior.
Hands it off. They go the opposite side. Looks like that was Pacheco again for the carry. Mikowski is one of those guys who is trained by Matt Sims and Phil Sims and Obviously, we see it throughout. Both quarterbacks in our next game also work out with the Simses, and they've got quite an operation going there.
Absolutely. They really have created, one of the best developmental quarterback programs in the Northeast, really. Henry Beelan from Cardinal Hayes is another product of working with them. So it's, no coincidence when you see top-flight quarterbacks being produced out of this area. Usually there's a Sims to thank.
Incomplete pass, but there is a flag on the play. Let's see what this is. Chris Atchison, our referee, to make the call. Pass interference on the defense. So let's see how this impacts it, right? You get it was an incomplete pass. You have to potentially punt the football. Now a fresh set of downs right at midfield for the Mavericks.
And I think if you're a Mavericks fan, that freebie couldn't have come at a better time, right? Their offense has really been struggling to get any sort of rhythm going. Their good quarterback, Mikowski, just getting his feet underneath him and, appear to get off the field on third down, all of a sudden give Moore Catholic another chance.
Mikowski hands off, nowhere to go, though. How about that defensive effort?
Matthew Rappa again in on that one, along with number 55, Anthony Scala, the senior defensive end who has made his presence felt with 72 tackles across the course of this year.
Yeah, Scala, the senior. Here you watch him again. Watch 55 here. Just chase him down. Good job by Scala. He's got those NESCAC interest for Anthony Scala. Brother Robert played last year, currently playing football at Johns Hopkins.
A lot of smart families at Chaminade. These kids are no slouches when it comes to the academic side.
You have to be. Mikowski, great protection, but what can he do with it? Dumps it down low, nearly intercepted. There he was again, Scala.
And Anthony Scala would have loved to have that one. I could tell you as a former big boy myself, there's nothing more exciting than getting the ball coming your way and almost is able to hang on.
Great pass protection, right? But Mikowski, you could see, we're following this look, but we didn't see what was upfield, so no doubt the secondary for Chaminade just took away all of his options, so he had to try to dump it low and nearly intercepted there by Scala.
Yeah, rare mistake by Mikowski. Didn't set his feet on that last play, and that's why you saw a bit of the errant throw. He'll look to clean that up.
3rd and 14 from the 48-yard line. Lighton is in motion. Mikowski will roll his way. Goes over the middle, trying to find Lighton, and that was incomplete.
Mikowski's pass intended for Lighton, incomplete.
Coverage there by Hagen Wagner, who's now heading back to return the punt for the Flyers.
Yeah, Wagner's been really good this year. 2 sacks, an interception.
Wagner deep for Chaminade.
Of all the guys, Kevin Dolan says number 45 for Chaminade, who's returning this kick, might be the most irreplaceable on his defense. Tremendous athlete. Another lacrosse guy, maybe looking at a possible future, maybe exploring that possible future in football. High snap. Ooh, just gets it off. Jordan was taken down. There's no flag. Takes a great roll.
That's the second near block by this Chaminade defense on punt coverage. As it appears, number 2 for Moore Catholic, Nick Jordan, is a little bit shaken up.
I'm surprised, to be honest, I'm not calling for a personal foul, but I'm surprised that wasn't one of those 5-yard, right, running into the kicker, because they did run into the kicker.
Yeah, there was certainly a lot of contact there, and usually refs err on the side of caution when it comes to that position. You want to keep guys safe out there. That time, they keep the flag in their pocket. Chaminade fans are going to be grateful.
Jordan will stay in there, a tough kid, like so many others here on this Moore side.
And here's a great opportunity for the Chaminade offense, yet again, to come out here, march down the field, and potentially go into halftime with a dominant lead, really feeling in complete control of this game.
Dieguez to Miller, but there is big number, 75, Henry to Bonsi. And that's who we were talking about at the beginning. You see him there, 75. Boston College, Temple, Rutgers, Toledo, all in on Tabansi, a young junior, only 15 years old. So you could see the upside that he has. That's why a lot of those programs want to jump in on him early.
Absolutely. At 15, judging by that frame, he could very well be a 6'8" guy, left tackle someday. Who knows what they'll do when he gets into one of those top flight programs. But, yeah, really promising young player.
Dieguez, and that was that matchup, right? We mentioned our varsity media matchup of the game between Lighton and Miller. And this time it was incomplete with Lighton doing a good job in coverage.
Dieguez was fortunate that wasn't intercepted right there by Matthias Lighton, usually very sure-handed, and had a chance at that one, just unable to reel it in.
Well, put an asterisk on this play, right? This is a big one because Chaminade's very good, obviously, in the punt and kick game, but you don't want to have to try to punt it from your own end zone, and this is what they are facing if they don't convert here on 3rd and 10 from their own 8. Dieguez hands off. And the run goes back to about the 11-yard line, and a late flag as well. So Alakwa was the carrier, and some chattering. It was a tackle or a block that kind of continued upfield, and it's the contact. Let's see who this goes against. It might go against the Flyers, which would back them up even further.
And I can tell you as a former high school long snapper, no more nervous a situation out there on the field than having to snap the ball deep back into your own end zone. So execution is going to really be key here for the Flyers, try and flip this field.
So it does go against the Flyers, and that'll be half the distance to the 4. So the most unenviable position here, punting it from your own end zone. Jordan is your deep man. As there you saw Dieguez. You need a good snap. Pat Godfrey knows that better than most. They came for Dieguez. He gets it off. Jordan fields it at the 40. And great pursuit. I think that was Correa for Chaminade, 23. So a short return by Jordan. So more Catholic back on the attack, and very nearly, this one was blocked. How close was it? We could show it to you. Watch this. Watch Dieguez in his own end zone. Whoa.
And that's a situation where if that snap isn't perfect, that's a block punt. A lot of credit goes to the long snapper. I know they never get any credit, but I'll shout him out right there.
1st and 10 from the 34-yard line. A little wildcat action now, and that is blown up pretty quickly too.
Mikowski really playing with fire right there, as it appeared that he let go of the ball late in the play, able to dive back on it, but want to tighten up that ball security, especially down 2 touchdowns.
Giannatasio kind of jokes that he'll never be confused with Cam Newton, but he could still create with his feet. Right? He's not that lightning fast type of quarterback, the dual threat guy, obviously more of that pro style, but he can get things done. And look again, looks like another flag here against the Flyers, and they'll move the football to the 31-yard line.
I think they might have called forward progress on
yeah,
that last
I think you're
snap.
right. So Mikowski now in shotgun. Takes it himself. That's a good ball fake. Good cut inside as well. He'll get out to the 25-yard line. We'll show you some of the passing leaders in the Catholic Football League, and Mikowski, Pat, right in among them as well.
I mean, yeah, they would not have made it to this point in the season if it weren't for Mikowski's play. He's a dynamic quarterback. Obviously not the fastest guy in the world, but can do a little bit with his feet. And, you know, if they're going to win this championship, this AA1 championship, Mikowski is going to have to play the game of his life from here on out.
Hand off up the middle to Pacheco. Short gain there for Pacheco.
Close to the first down. And it's now being ruled a first down for Moore Catholic.
And they do give him a first down. So big first down there for the Mavericks as we are approaching halftime here.
And this is somewhat of a make or break drive here for Moore Catholic. There's certainly going to be a very different sentiment at halftime if they're able to punch it in right here, bring it to a one-score game, as opposed to anything otherwise. I really think it's crucial that Mikowski puts the team on his back and gets them in right here.
Ducks under pressure, rolls it out, cuts inside, and he's downed at the 19-yard line. And we promised you a look at the passing. There they are. And a lot of Sims guys on that list, right? Dante Torres, Shepard as well, Mikowski.
And that's incredible company incredible company that Mikowski shares up there at the top of the Catholic High School Football League this year. Really has been a tremendous year for quarterbacks, and number 11 is certainly one of them.
Lighton was in motion. Mikowski tries to follow him, but really ran out of room, right? Multiple flyers in pursuit.
Yeah, nothing going there. Moore Catholic has had a tough time getting a push thus far on the Chaminade defense. Haven't opened up a ton of holes in the running game. But it's a tougher job when you consider the type of talent such as Scala line up across and then for the Flyers.
3rd and 5, a minute left in this first half. Chaminade with a 14-0 lead over Moore Catholic. Mikowski fakes the run, finds an intended target, and that's a big conversion. Finds Troy Telesford, the tight end, timeout for Moore.
And Troy Telesford is, a seldom used receiving threat. That was only, I believe, his first catch on the year, according to our statistics here. But got to love the creativity there from the offense coordinator over at Moore Catholic. A little bit of a Tim Tebow-esque play. You run your quarterback up, give the perception of a run, and then have him set, throw, and a quick pop to the tight end. Typically very effective.
Yeah, the coaching staff for Moore Catholic, as you see there, huddle off the timeout. You've got Nate Ryan. He's the defensive coordinator and offensive line coach. He's that guy. When you want to see a demonstrative guy on the sideline, that's him. That's Nate Ryan. You've got Dante Jackson, who Giannatasio coached as well. Running backs coach is Tony Vacatello. Anthony Iavone is the quarterbacks coach. His dad, the special teams coach, defensive line Isaac Gross, who played at Ole Miss.
Somewhat of a family affair, huh?
Yeah. 1st and goal from the 4. Mikowski, he's pulled down. It looked like he had some room, and that room got taken away pretty quickly.
Yet again, Charlie Battaglia, he was our impact player going into this game, and we know why. Has been very, very active here in the first half, and once he gets wrapped up, you're not going anywhere.
So another timeout there by the Mavericks. You see in the bottom of your screen they've got 1 remaining in this first half. Big play here, right, from Moore. They've got to get in the end zone. And you see the huddles here. This is the defensive huddle for Chaminade. And, again, if they can get a stop, I mean, that's massive, right? Like to keep Moore off the scoreboard and really kind of keep that momentum going into the second half. These are 2 very big yards these two teams are fighting for.
Absolutely. I believe Chaminade starts the second half off with the ball, so if they're able to get a stop here, then they're in prime position to really separate themselves going into the second half. On the flip side, if you're more Catholic, you want to bring this to a one-score game so you can have your head up in a great position to go win in the second half.
As Pacheco tries to scamper towards the end zone, and he is stuffed backwards. Again, you saw Scala in on the tackle. Looks like Battaglia was there as well.
And Moore's going to think this one over, 3rd and 1. Really, really critical junction in the game in just his first half.
When we spoke to Giannatasio this week, he said, look, we've got a really good group of kids. He said it's tough, though. They worked hard in practice. He said we were kind of behind the 8 ball from the very beginning, right? Because you can't scrimmage PSAL teams because you need to have a fully vaccinated team according to New York City regulations. So you couldn't scrimmage a lot of those teams in New York City, right, and on Long Island, Staten Island. And then their first 2 games were canceled because the opponent had COVID situations. So their week 3 game, if you will, was actually week 1, right? So he said they kind of hoped if they didn't make the AAA playoffs, Giannatasio, that they would not be the 1 seed. They needed to play football. They hadn't had enough games.
Absolutely. A great test of this experience is right now. Hostile environment. Big 3rd down play for the Mavericks.
Here we go. 3rd and goal from the 1. Low snap. Mikowski's hit hard. He is stopped short. He will be hit for a loss.
And he let go of the ball at the very end. Chaminade thinks they have it. But appears they called forward progress.
Ben Mann, it looked like 46. They're going to go quick. They've got to go quick. 4th down. Mikowski tries one way. He's stopped. Can he get the push? He will not. Chaminade, the huge defensive effort.
Huge stop for Chaminade right there. Set the tone going into halftime. Really have their heads up with a 2-score lead and the ball at half. You couldn't finish that off any better. And if you look to the Chaminade sideline, the big senior Anthony Scala, number 55, is losing his mind. Gotta love it.
Pat, this is the 3rd down stop. Watch this. He gets bounced one way, nothing doing there.
And that was Battaglia firing the A-gap, coming in hot like a truly great middle linebacker, trusting his instincts. Doesn't get any better than that for the Flyers.
So Chaminade off of that big stop. Remember now, Moore has no timeouts left, so really they could certainly try a play here, but as deep as you are, I mean, you can't take a knee because you're in your own end zone, but maybe you run the ball out, and that'll do it for the first half. But what a defensive stop for the Flyers. Here come Moore. You see the push.
And I just want to shout out number 62, Declan Welch, who had a huge pancake on that last play of the drive. As an offensive lineman, I could appreciate that on a somewhat inconsequential play.
Huber had the carry, and that is the final play of the first half. A very good first half for the Flyers on both sides of the football, right? You rushed in the end zone. You got a couple of scores. But also, almost as importantly, you got that big stop as well to end the first half.
That was about as good as it could have gone for Chaminade. They played very, very well on defense. They played disciplined defensively and offensively. Not a lot of big mistakes. If they can replicate that, they'll walk away champions here today.
So big first half for the Flyers. They've got a 14-0 lead. We'll send it down to the field where our Dexter Henry is there with Flyers head coach Kevin Dolan.
Thank you, Dylan, here with head coach Kevin Dolan. Kevin, dominant first half, 14-0. You talked about wanting to get off to a good start and not letting them get any confidence. How proud of you what your players accomplished here?
You know, the kids are just doing a great job. I mean, they're excited to be here. They're on right now. The only thing I wish we had is a couple of more offensive plays. These more guys, they do control the ball. They control the clock, and they move the chains. And even though we're up 14-0, that's still a problem, you know.
You saw them move the ball there on that last drive they had, but you got that great goal line stand. Your kids were pretty pumped up. What's the message for them as you head to the second half?
These are the COVID boys. These are the COVID survivors. They are resilient. They've been resilient for a year and a half, and this team throughout this season has shown resilience the entire year. And you know what? As excited as I am about that stop, as pumped up as I am about that stop, I'm not surprised.
Not surprised. Well, keep it up. We'll hear more from you after this half. Good luck.
Thanks a
in the
lot.
Second half.
Thank you.
That is Coach Kevin Dolan. Back to you guys upstairs.
He is pumped. He loves that stop, Kevin Dolan.
Oh, yeah. And you could really just see in Coach Dolan's eyes the kind of love that he has for this team. And it's translating out onto the field here at Mitchell Field.
We'll take a quick break. 14-0 is your score. The Flyers with the lead. You're watching the Catholic AA1 Championship game presented by Webull Financial.
Varsity Media is the tri-state area sports leader. We offer an array of services for any team, coach, player, athletic director, and parent. From game film to live streaming, we are available to cover your event anytime, any place. Looking for an enhanced experience? How about a professional broadcast with multiple camera angles, announcers, graphics, and instant replay? Need a highlight reel? We produce individual highlights for college recruiting and team highlight videos for end-of-season banquets. And when it comes to social media, nobody has you covered better than us. Hype videos, sideline highlights. We can tailor custom videos to make your team stand out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Why waste your time dealing with anyone else? When it comes to sports video, Varsity Media stands alone. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or online at varsitymedia.net.
We welcome you back to Mitchell Athletic Complex here in Uniondale. It is halftime of the AA1 championship game. It is Chaminade leading Moore Catholic 14-0. It's kind of become, I don't know, you'd say a tradition at this point, Pat, where we have our halftime food review. It's become viral. Everyone on Long Island, every establishment, they want their food review. So why not? We're in the championship game. We'll do it again.
This may be my favorite tradition in all of football right now. So happy to continue it with you, Dylan.
So what we have here today is Rico's Pizza. All right, so Chaminade fans, if you want the best thin crust pizza on Long Island, maybe the world, then you've got to go to Rico's Pizza, 124 Old Country Road in Mineola, and 3120 Hempstead Turnpike in Levittown, 2 locations. They specialize in thin crust pizza, salad, oven-baked wings. We have them here as well. If you love spice, never had it before, maybe on your pizza, you've got to try their signature hot oil pizza. That's what we have here. We're going to try it here. If your team or club needs some fundraising, you can call either location for the amazing Give Back program. You can visit their entire menu at ricospizza.com. All right, that's out of the way.
All right, I'm pumped for this.
Let's get to the important portion here.
I think you might attack the pizza. I myself have some fresh baked Nashville hot wings over here.
Right there, you can see the pizza. How about the wings? Show
and
it
then
there.
Right there, that's a beautiful sight. I'm very excited.
You're sharing those. I'm not letting you get away with all of them right here. So here we go. So try a little bit here. You got a wing. I got a slice of pizza.
Wow.
All right. There's definitely spice. I could tell you that. The hot oil.
That is absolutely delicious. It's a kind of a perfect dry rub. You know, sometimes you want a wing, but you don't want to get sloppy. You don't want to get messy with it. Well, this is nice because it's delicious. It's spicy, but you're not covered in hot sauce here. It's a perfect rub on the wing, cooked to perfection. Really as good as I've ever tasted.
I think we got to get him to stop talking. We have to eat a little bit more here. Rico's Pizza, thank you so much. Amazing stuff. The hot oil pizza, fantastic. We've got the wings here as well. We've got a lot of hungry people here in the room as well. We're going to let them have a few bites as well. It's halftime here. It's the AA1 championship game, 14-0 for Chaminade, presented by Webull Financial.
The Catholic High School Football League Championship broadcasts are brought to you by Webull Financial. Enjoy tech. Enjoy investing. Catholic Health. Experts in medicine. Leaders in care. And by Winter Brothers, Long Island's #1 choice for recycling and waste removal services.
Webull stands out in a lot of different ways. One of the most obvious ways is the sophistication of our app compared to a lot of our competitors. Easy navigation is very important to us, but simplicity is not. Simplicity is not the answer when there's so many different factors going into the market, so many different news flows, data points, and indicators that you need to look at on not only a day-to-day, week-to-week basis, but on a minute-by-minute basis. And that's where Webull really separates ourselves from the competition that's out there. We are a sophisticated mobile trading app. Financial literacy is very important for us at Webull. Webull utilizes a lot of educational tools and a lot of different functions on our app that you will not see on any other mobile app. And one of the reasons for that is to take a newer investor and bring them to their next level in their evolution of learning how to trade and how to invest. So NASDAQ's a great partner. We utilize a lot of NASDAQ data in the Webull app, and we do that for a couple different reasons. Market data can be confusing to a lot of newer retail investors. NASDAQ does a very good job of showing proper market depth without a lot of the noise that sometimes is out there. We just partnered with NASDAQ to give all Webull users, regardless if they have a brokerage account open with us or not, to see level 2 data for the first 3 months just for downloading and signing into our app. You know, the bids and offers, even going down 30 places, will be populated with a lot of real demand and supply information that you won't find just subscribing to one of the other 13 exchanges. NASDAQ has a premier position in that, and we're very happy to be partnering with NASDAQ to show our customers true-to-life market depth in a simple retail mobile trading app. So we actually run quite a bit of programs on Webull to encourage financial literacy, right? And to get our customers using some of the tools and learning how to use the tools. We do it in trading competitions through our paper trading suite of products on the app, where people that don't even have to have a brokerage account can actually learn how to buy, sell using all the tools using paper money or fake money. We run promotions where just by doing certain functions on the app, like creating an alert for a stock, learning how to access the earnings calendar, learning how to do some drawings on a line chart, or to follow a moving average. By providing those simple tasks, we'll give you rewards, we'll give you points where you can not only get like Webull merch, but even a free stock in your account, right? To help you grow your portfolio. And once you get that free stock, now you have money now in your account. You can sell that and start using the tools that you picked up by getting that free stock, the steps along the way, to help people grow. We've partnered with NASDAQ pretty much from day one. That partnership has evolved over time, right? Obviously, when we first launched, we had 0 accounts. As we grew, that partnership became a lot more entrenched, you know, for obvious reasons. You know, we now have multiple millions of customers. We're a big force in the retail trading world, at least on an app basis. And, you know, NASDAQ is smart enough to realize that, you know, the retail investor is really where the growth is now.
At Catholic Health, when we see our island, we see a region that lives, feels, and pulses with energy. But before it all, we see you, because it's your lives that breathe life into this island. At Catholic Health, we're able to provide the highest quality, most innovative care for your body, because our culture cherishes your humanity. Long live Long Island.
Parents and athletes, why leave your college career in the hands of amateurs? Varsity Media produces professional college recruiting videos that you can use to help land a spot on the team. Our highlight reels have proven to save thousands of dollars in college tuition. You've worked hard and put the effort into your high school athletic career. Don't take any chances when it comes to your future. Varsity Media has been producing college recruiting videos since 2010. We understand what college coaches are looking for, and our attention to detail on your highlights will separate your resume from others. Stand out from the crowd. We'll help showcase your talents. Contact Varsity Media today and order a college recruiting video. You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
We welcome you back to Mitchell Athletic Complex. It is halftime of the AA1 championship game, and the Flyers of Chaminade have a 14-0 lead. Pretty good for Chaminade on both sides of the football. They executed early. They got a late stop as well, and they have a 14-0 lead at the break. Christian Alacqua was, we thought, certainly coming in would be a standout player for them, and Alacqua has delivered on that. He's a Cornell Lax commit, the running back, but in what is likely or what will be his final competitive football game, Alacqua's had a great start for the Flyers, helping them out to this 14-0 lead. Let's show you how the Flyers got there, and it started early on in the first quarter. As you see, Stuber calling his own number, and Thomas Stuber running for the touchdown, his fourth rushing touchdown of the year. And that gave the Flyers the early 7-0 lead. It would be a lead that they would extend in the second quarter, as their dual threat quarterbacks, or their dueling quarterbacks, if you will. That was Dieguez handing off. There was Alacqua running in for his 19th rushing touchdown of the year. More Catholic threatened to score late, and as we heard from their quarterback, or from their head coach, Kevin Dolan, big stop there. Here's some first half stats brought to you by Catholic Health, and you could see some of those numbers. Total yards, Chaminade with the lead. Obviously, as Kevin Dolan mentioned, right, the plays, you can see many more opportunities there for Moore. 25 in that first half. Third down conversions, 3 of 5 for Chaminade, 1 of 6 for Moore. And Chaminade more active tackling, 26 tackles to 17, including 2 for losses. So we'll take a quick break, and we'll have the start of the second half. It's the Catholic AA1 championship game presented by Webull Financial.
Parents and athletes, why leave your college career in the hands of amateurs? Varsity Media produces professional college recruiting videos that you can use to help land a spot on the team. Our highlight reels have proven to save thousands of dollars in college tuition. You've worked hard and put the effort into your high school athletic career. Don't take any chances when it comes to your future. Varsity Media has been producing college recruiting videos since 2010. We understand what college coaches are looking for, and our attention to detail on your highlights will separate your resume from others. Stand out from the crowd. We'll help showcase your talents. Contact Varsity Media today and order a college recruiting video. The Catholic High School Football League Championship broadcasts are brought to you by Webull Financial. Enjoy tech. Enjoy investing. Catholic Health. Experts in medicine. Leaders in care. And by Winter Brothers, Long Island's #1 choice for recycling and waste removal services.
Welcome back to Mitchell Athletic Complex. Second half just about set to start. Dylan Butler, Pat Godfrey up here in the booth, and a good first half on both sides of the football for the Flyers of Chaminade. They lead this one 14-0.
Absolutely. Chaminade's done a really, really good job, especially on the defensive side of the ball. Their 2 middle linebackers, being it Rappa Battaglia as well. Yeah, they both have been really dominant players inside and have stymied that Maverick rushing attack. It's been an impressive showing so far for Chaminade. On the flip side, Moore Catholic, really heartbreaking to finish off that half that way, gets so close and gets stopped down at the goal line. Hopefully they're able to build off of a little bit of that momentum of, hey, listen, we were able to move the ball in this team. We can do that again. Let's just finish this time around and claw back into this title game.
So adjustments at the start of the second half, important, right, for both teams. We'll find out what adjustments will be made, how both teams will look here coming out to start this second half. We'll send it down to the field with our sideline reporter now, Dexter Henry. Dexter, what are we looking at here to start the second half?
Well, guys, Moore Catholic, obviously that was tough for them at the end of the half where they were not able to get the touchdown there on that long drive. I talked to the head coach, Nick Giannatasio, and he told me, look, what it comes to down right now is that we have to continue to finish and execute. He said we can't get down there. We have 3 plays to get the ball in the end zone. We've got to punch that ball in right now. I asked him about the mood of the team and how they felt after not being able to score and how deflating that could be. And he said, look, these guys, their spirits are up right now. They've been through a lot. They've had COVID outbreaks on the team. So they said, look, we're just rolling with the punches and we have to continue to fight. We'll see if they're able to do that here in the second half. Guys, back to you.
Dexter, thanks. Dex, we feel bad, man. We got some pizza up here from Rico's. We have to get it to you, man. We'll get Dex. We'll save some pizza, right?
Oh, well,
I don't know if we can save the wings.
No promises here. Yeah, the wings definitely
the wings I
won't
think have
make
been
it.
decimated by our crew up here, but we've got some extra pizza there for Dexter coming up. So here we go. Second half. It'll be Flyers ball coming out. It takes a nice bounce. Another bounce. And it is fielded. That was dangerous there by Moore, right? Because once you bounce the ball on the turf, anything could happen. So nearly, you could see the excitement on the sideline on that second bounce, but instead it'll be Chaminade's ball with not much of an issue.
Ball marked at the Flyers, 27.
If you're Chaminade, I think coming out here in the second half, it's got to be more of the same. Christian Alacqua done a really, really good job of running the ball, toting the rock. Stuber is back out there at quarterback, and he had a lot of success, early on in this game. So I think you keep things on the ground, keep controlling pace, and pull the will out of this Moore Catholic defense.
Alacqua does a good job bouncing on the inside, and I'll tell you why when we show you this replay. Telesford was on the outside, right? Number 1. He noticed it, I think, Alacqua, and then cut it inside to make sure he got about a gain of 5 on that first down round. What's number 1 here coming in from the outside?
Absolutely.
And right there, look at that cut.
Absolutely. When you're a running back, you're especially on a play like that, that's a standard power. You're looking for your guard to kick out the defensive end. So your point is right off of that guard's tail. You're looking at how is he blocking this man right in front of me and making a cut strictly based off of that. And Alacqua does a fantastic job.
And that can't be a good sign for Chaminade fans to see Alacqua leaving the game seemingly injured. We'll follow that situation as short pass goes to Creo. Good pursuit by the Mavericks defenders. Although the extra effort by Creo will set up a very manageable third down. There is Alacqua there. Can hit the trainer's table and get worked on.
And he's an invaluable piece of this Chaminade offense, so that'll be a huge blow if he's slowed down throughout the rest of this game.
Well, ended up being very manageable because he ended up getting the first down. So
as manageable as it gets.
Yeah. So Creo, the extra effort. Mentioned before, right? Lacrosse offers from Yale, Richmond, Penn State, Ohio State. Kevin Dolan said might be the best athlete in the school, which is saying a lot in a school of like 1,400 boys. So with Alacqua out, it's another handoff. This one, though, goes up the middle.
And that looks like number 21 on the carry, Jake Solomon, the 11th grade running back. Not the biggest guy, but adds some really strong depth there behind Christian Alacqua.
Yeah, and that's been a situation really that you've not had to deal with for much of the year. Alacqua's been that featured back. He's been in the backfield throughout the year. They've had tight games as well, so you haven't really needed to go to a secondary or tertiary running back, if you will. 2nd and 7. Stuber again fakes the handoff, now goes over the middle looking for Miller. It's nearly intercepted. A couple of Mavericks in pursuit there. It was Michael Zay, 5 there at the end, who nearly got that ball off the deflection.
Stuber, ball sails on him just a little bit because he's not able to step into that throw. That's one thing you'll see is a lot of times when a quarterback has pressure in their face, the ball will go a little bit far on them, will raise on him, and just off target as he's not able to properly set his feet.
Zay very nearly had his 2nd interception of the year. 3rd and 7. Good protection. That's a great ball. Oh, it's dropped by Miller. I'm not sure if Lighton got a piece of it, but it went in and out of Miller's hands, and Chaminade will be forced to punt the football.
And that's a play that the senior makes probably 95 times out of 100. One that he'll wish he could get back as you look. Perfect protection there for Stuber. Great job of the O-line. Just unable to execute on the back end right there.
So opportunity knocks now for the Mavericks, right?
Absolutely. Chaminade, could have separated themselves on that last play right there. 21-0 looks a lot different than all of a sudden Moore Catholic getting the ball back, still within striking distance.
Diego's a good punt there because it was Jordan, or short of Jordan, who was your deep man. So the Mavericks will come out now on offense, looking to get anything going. And again, to not be able to capitalize, to not find the end zone on that last drive of the first half, really demoralizing. Let's see kind of how they can respond as an offense coming out.
I also think it's starting to become the time to have a little bit of sense of urgency if you're more Catholic. Really, this is a golden opportunity to drive down the field. You've got some momentum from your last drive being out there. You can move the ball on this team. Now let's see if your senior quarterback and freshman running back. Wow.
Well, there's some urgency there as Pacheco hurdles a guy, gets out to about the 40. Listen, this venue here at Mitchell Athletic Complex was built for the Goodwill games back in the day. They had track here. I think Pacheco would have done pretty well in the hurdles there, right? Watch him again.
And I think this play is a qualifier for your varsity media top 10 right there. That might be number 1. Very, very rare athleticism on display by the freshman.
And that's the other key, right? He is a freshman. There's only 2 seniors who start regularly for Moore Catholic. Mikowski, the junior. There's a flag on the play. Mikowski runs it out towards midfield. He passes the sticks, but you certainly get the feeling this is going to come back for an offensive holding penalty. And this has been one of the things, too, and another reason why, as it is a holding penalty, Nick Giannatasio, their head coach, said we just wanted to play more football because, when you don't have enough reps and you get Mikowski out trying to do some things offensively, that's when the holding penalties come in, right? By a young and inexperienced offensive line.
Absolutely. I don't think any, of these mistakes should come as a surprise because what we still have to remember is we're playing this season on the backdrop of COVID. 2020 was a lost year for these kids, a key developmental piece, a huge year as they grow throughout high school. So those kids missed out on that, and they've really done a great job of being resilient, hanging in there. You heard Coach Dolan talking about that. But the mistakes still show themselves just because there's a little bit of a lack of experience in general out there on the field this year.
Flyers showing blitz a few times. Mikowski throws it long. Nobody there. Will this be a flag? I mean, there is not a receiver in the area code. Well, no flag. We've seen it called for less certainly this year, Pat.
Yeah, I think Mikowski might have thought he had a free play right there. Not exactly sure what happened, but they appear to miss the offsides.
And it was funny too because they showed blitz and they faked it a few times, right? And then when they went again, like the defender stopped, and then Mikowski throws it out of bounds, and all of a sudden, it is a 2nd and 21 from the 29-yard line. motions Jordan. Mikowski drops back, just dumps it over the top. That is complete, but it turns out to be a short completion at that.
And I love that screen call right there. Doesn't work, but typically at the high school level, you can have a lot of success in second and long, third and long type situations. That's what the Mavericks were looking to dial up there. But the Chaminade defense, disciplined, instinctual, and Thomas Kemp there, the senior with the big tackle.
Yeah, Stony Brook commit is Kemp at the end. They're bringing it again, the Flyers. Mikowski ducks under it, but look out. He's chased from behind and sacked.
And who else but Charlie Battaglia, their stalwart inside the junior, makes another play, and he's been very, very active in this championship game today.
Battaglia is a dude. And you see there as well, Luke Ventura chasing down, but Battaglia gets his third sack of the year. Chaminade made an exception. They don't allow transfers, right? They made an exception because of the COVID year, and Battaglia came in from Massapequa as there's a flag on the play. So for only 1 year, they made the exception because of COVID, right? So Battaglia, you had to do everything you had to do to get to Chaminade, right? You had to do the interview. You had to apply. Battaglia did all of that. He came in, transferred from Massapequa, and he's right at the heart of this Flyers defense.
All I'm going to say is with the kind of results that transfer has yielded for Kevin Dolan, I wouldn't be surprised if we went back to the Chaminade administration and said, hey, we might want to think about taking some more public school guys in here every once in a while.
Or certainly, and I love Kevin Shippos out at Massapequa, maybe taking a few more of those guys out in the Massapequa landscape, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, as if we needed any more animosity between public and Catholic coaches.
Wagner fields the punt, gets into more territory.
Wagner on the return.
Met up with Greg Dietrich before the start of this game. Former classmate of mine at St. Francis Prep, leads that great Massapequa Mustangs program, right? We're going to have some Massapequa Mustangs football tomorrow right here at the same field, Mitchell Athletic Complex. A bunch of those youth teams playing in the championship.
Absolutely, and of course Mason, the starting center for Chaminade, and has been having a really good day so far. He's 6'4", 260 pounds, so really just one of those quintessential drawn up out of clay almost offensive linemen, and has been doing a really good job in getting this running game going against Moore Catholic all day.
False start on the offense. A lot of motion, Creo motion, but so did a few other guys, it looked like, so they'll back up the Flyers about 5 more yards. And what's great, too, about Mason Dietrich, and you hear Kevin Dolan just sing his praises, says an absolute gentleman. He's a scholar as well, might be one of the finest individuals. There you see the center, Dietrich, that you'll have, and we'll try this play again, and we'll get stopped again. A little more motion.
Yeah, Mason's a talented kid. He's a guy who probably projects out of the FCS level, maybe a low FBS school. We'll see. He's still developing, but really, really smart guy. So I wouldn't be shocked to see him at an Ivy League school playing on Saturdays in a couple years.
Oh, Chaminade, Coach Kevin Dolan is like, listen, can we stop going backwards, guys? 2 straight false start penalties. Now, will you draw up the same play again, right? It's almost like practice. Let's do it again. Let's do it again.
Exactly.
Do it till you get it right. 1st and 20. Not the same play, a different one. Look out. Fumble. No, it's not recovered. It looks like Chaminade will pick it up. Pat, looks like Moore was trying for a scoop and score, right? But then instead of falling on it, you lose it, and it comes right back, and it looks like on cue almost, it's Dietrich, I think, to recover.
Well, that's why as a coach in those types of situations, you teach a kid, unless you're all alone, get on the ground, get the ball, possession is key. Instead, Pat Casson comes up with a huge fumble recovery, and Chaminade is fortunate to retain possession right there.
Yeah, that was a situation, I think that was Arshad Meredith Smith, right, 33, trying to pick it up and run, just get the football. So this is a drive that started on the other side of midfield. Now it's 2nd and 30. Good to see Alakwa back in. But the Mavericks converge with some ferocity and some extracurriculars as well. Alakwa not happy with Teleford's maybe a little bit extra look there. We did see Alakwa at the trainer's table getting taped up. I think it was his right foot. There you could see, right, the athletic tape there on his right foot for Alakwa.
And no surprise from anybody who knows Christian that he wasn't going to come out of this game without a fight. And whether he needs tape or a few Advil or whatever, I'm sure there's not much that's going to keep him off of Mitchell Field right now.
Yeah, absolute warrior, Christian Alakwa. 3rd and 30. Stuber back to pass, goes over the middle, finds Creo, and Creo has the first down and more. Touchdown, Chaminade.
Well, you see a little bit of that speed right there that makes him a blue chip lacrosse recruit on Long Island. Creo does a great job on the slant route, and more Catholic defender jumps underneath. Creo able to retain it, as we'll see right here.
Stuber over the middle.
Yeah, and as you'll see right there, number 7, Matthias Leighton, gets a little bit too aggressive, tries to jump the route, and winds up costing more Catholic severely right there as Chaminade extends their lead to 3 scores.
60-yard touchdown for Creo, his 5th receiving touchdown. Tomlinson's PAT, as many of them are, is good. Tomlinson now 31 of 34. So 5:12 left, 3rd quarter. Chaminade with a 21-0 lead. You're watching the Catholic High School Football League Championships presented by Webull Financial.
Catholic health, when we see our island, we see a region that lives, feels, and pulses with energy. But before it all, we see you, because it's your lives that breathe life into this island. At Catholic Health, we're able to provide the highest quality, most innovative care for your body, because our culture cherishes your humanity. Long live Long Island.
And there he is, Gavin Creo. Big play for Creo, getting the love from his guys as well on that sideline. What a great feeling that is, right? Running 60 yards to the house. There you see the score, and the Flyers excited about that touchdown. It's getting late early for the Mavericks. They need a response. Leighton tries to do it himself. He'll get out to about the 26-yard line, and that's where Moore will get their offense going.
Yeah, Dylan.
Hold that thought. Want to mention again, we said it before, Villa Milano, the Thanksgiving pizza. You've got your gravy, stuffing, cranberry turkey, all of that. It's only available this month, so get it while you can at Villa Milano, 168 Plandome Road in Manhasset.
And people, you already know that New York is home to the best Italian food on earth. Well, Villa Milano is the best Italian food in New York. So take that for what you will, but you'd be remiss to not try some of their fantastic menu items.
Leighton spins, turns, and the extra effort will get him out to about the 35-yard line. Good extra effort there by Leighton. And again, his head coach says he's a great kid, great player. Cornerback as well, a deep threat. You can use him underneath. Leighton, again, just a sophomore. So you've got him around. If you're Nick Giannatasio there on that sideline, you get Leighton for a couple more years. That's a nice prospect.
And he's really played well today. I think he started both ways back in the spring, so has a little bit more experience than the rest of this more Catholic offense, and has really had a good day today.
So has Anthony Scala, the defensive end, with that big tackle there as well. Scala's a guy who can bounce around a little bit. He can play on the edge. He plays inside. as well. 6 foot 245. This is a big line, a big experience line for Chaminade. Mikowski goes deep, looks for a man. Some battling bodies. Was that complete?
And Michael Zay, if that was,
I think it's an incomplete pass. Zay attempted it.
Watching that live, I got to say, I thought that was a completion. Let's see if
and Zay is a little bit limp coming up. Here it is again.
Let's watch this. Almost comes down with it. As far as I could see, that looked like a catch. Obviously, Mr. Official with a better vantage point than us up here, but tough break there for Moore Catholic.
4th and 4. The Mavericks will go. Mikowski fakes, goes over the top. It's complete. And look at this for Moore Catholic. Troy Tellisford breaks a tackle. He's in the end zone. We've got a ball game. Troy Tellisford, the touchdown, his 2nd reception of the year, 2nd of the game.
Wow. And right there, Moore Catholic dials up the same exact play we saw down by the goal line earlier, that Tim Tebow type play. You fake run, go pass, easy tight end pop, and Tellisford goes the rest of the way. Impressive to see the big man rumble for a huge touchdown to bring Moore Catholic back within striking distance.
64 yards to the house for Troy Tellisford. Maybe they got to use him as a receiver a little bit more often, right?
Absolutely.
The unfortunate thing is he is a senior because on a very young team, those opportunities won't be coming around very often. Shane DeLacy with the PAT. DeLacy's pumped. He's now 19 of 21 on the year for the junior. DeLacy's a fun story, too, their kicker, number 20. His dad is the soccer coach at Moore, right? So oftentimes, right, you see the kicker come in and he comes in late to practice and because he already has his soccer practice, right? And he's sort of aloof a little bit, not one of the guys, if you will. DeLacy has none of that. The Moore soccer team practices after the football team. So he does his whole football practice, then practices with the soccer team. He's 6'2", 155, likes to mix it up as well. He wants to get a hit in if he can.
Well, you have to love that, especially because he probably had the opportunity to ask his dad, hey, can we push back practice maybe 15, 20 minutes today? You know, I want to run a little bit extra scout team defense. Got to love seeing a specialist who's still willing to act like a real football player.
And here he is, little ground ball, if you will, to the 29-yard line, and good coverage again there by Moore. And so not only do these guys go both ways, Pat, they're kind of three-way guys, if you will. So many of them just stay on the field, and big special teams guys as well.
And you have to think that's going to be somewhat of a factor as this game, reaches the 4th quarter. This Moore Catholic team, most of their guys have been playing both ways, filter in on both sides of the ball and special teams. Chaminade, on the other hand, has a much deeper roster, much larger roster, more fresh legs to throw out there. So that would lend itself to thinking that Chaminade might be able to separate itself a little bit more as the game goes on, might be able to really take over. But Moore Catholic showing a lot of heart and resiliency here in this 3rd quarter.
Dieguez options it out to the right side. And a gain of about 5 there on 1st down. Looks like it was Creo again to get to the outside.
Nick Jordan on the tackle. The 11th grader does a really good job flying up, laying the wood. And one of the things that Coach Giannatasio from Moore Catholic told us going into this game is, hey, the scoreboard doesn't always agree with us, but we very rarely get out hit. I think it's been somewhat even today, but Moore Catholic has certainly got some licks in. They're going to look to further impose that physicality if they're going to hope to wear down this 14-point lead of Chaminade.
2nd and 5. There's a good look at Dieguez back in at quarterback. And, Tellisford still getting involved, right? He said, look, I can catch the touchdown pass, but I'm also going to hit you for a TFL.
At this point, Troy Telesford is kind of showing off because in the Catholic League, we're not used to guys really making a big impact on both sides. At the AAA level, most guys barely even play both ways. So him making such an impact at tight end and on the defensive line is a special thing in this league.
Well, Pat, Telesford goes to all those camps, right, all the big-time schools. But a lot of the talk, because of his size at 6'2", 235, they said, we want you with your hand in the ground. And Giannatasio says he's just too valuable as a linebacker. And another big stop defensively. Maniscalco.
And don't look now, but I really feel you've felt the momentum swing within this game and within this building. Really seems like Chaminade quieting down a little bit on their sideline. More Catholic fired up. And that's a really, really big sack there by Giovanni Maniscalco.
Came in with 3.5 on the year. 4th and 19 from the Chaminade 26. Could very well be this momentum shift in the final 2 minutes of the third quarter. Punt is a short one, goes out of bounds, so the Mavericks will get an opportunity here in this game 2 of 3. We showed you St. John the Baptist and Holy Trinity in the first game, and our third game of the day coming up. It's scheduled at 5 o'clock. Will likely be a later start than that. It is Monsignor Farrell also making the trip like More Catholic did from Staten Island to Long Island, and Iona Prep making that trip across the Whitestone Bridge from New Rochelle as well.
Monsignor Farrell very happy to be back inside that game. You know, just like the portfolios of many Webull customers, their stock has really gone up this season. Fantastic year for Farrell. I'm going to look to cap it off against the #1 team in the state.
Chaminade said we could defend as well. Good tackle there. Looks like that was man again. By the way, Maniscalco now he came into this game with 3 sacks. He's got 3 today. So he's doubled his output on the year.
Not too shabby.
Which you could do as well with Webull Financial. Mikowski goes long, finds a man. Oh, in and out of the hands of Jordan. Pat Jordan had a step on his defender.
It was right there, and those are the type of plays that you look at where when you're playing championship football, once November comes around, you have to seize on those types of opportunities. Jordan, 1 step ahead, right there, just couldn't get the second hand on it, and that's going to be one that he could wish he had back.
3rd and 9. 1:12 left in this third quarter. Mikowski looks for options, checks down, goes the short route, finds Lighton.
And Lighton is down right at the sticks. You really got to appreciate that type of awareness.
And I think they're
tough to see the indication right now.
They are moving him, yeah. So how about that?
That's a great job right there by Lighton. One of the most important things on a 3rd down route, especially an out route like that, is know where the sticks are, okay? So he gets right to the sticks, sits down, uses great hands, toe tap, and keeps the drive rolling here for the Mavericks. Very, very important play.
Yeah, 1st and 10 from the 28-yard line. Pacheco pushes forward, gets to about the 25. And you could see, too, on that previous play, right, by Mikowski, checked all his options, right? You could see his eyes and looking, all right, option 1's not there, option 2's not there. And then he went to Lighton, who, again, knew where he had to be and got the first down.
And that's a rare thing to see, that type of progression from a high school quarterback. Really, that shows you the type of instruction that he's receiving, both at Moore Catholic and his work that he does with the Sims family. Yeah. Getting to a 3rd read as a high school quarterback is almost unheard of. So very, very impressive right there.
I said that not because Matt Sims told me this morning to say that when I was on with him and Mike Quick. They'll go end zone and incomplete. And that was the final play of the third quarter. Lighton was the intended target. We've got a good game on our hands here. Moore threatening to cut their deficit. Chaminade looking to try to win another Catholic championship. It's 21-7 after 3. It's the Catholic High School Football League Championships presented by Webull Financial.
Parents and athletes, why leave your college career in the hands of amateurs? Varsity Media produces professional college recruiting videos that you can use to help land a spot on the team. Our highlight reels have proven to save thousands of dollars in college tuition. You've worked hard and put the effort into your high school athletic career. Don't take any chances when it comes to your future. Varsity Media has been producing college recruiting videos since 2010. We understand what college coaches are looking for, and our attention to detail on your highlights will separate your resume from others. Stand out from the crowd. We'll help showcase your talents. Contact Varsity Media today and order a college recruiting video.
Welcome back. It's the fourth quarter. It's the money quarter as Chaminade looking to hold on. Mikowski tries to find Jordan. It is incomplete. Decision time now for more. Dex. The money quarter, we go to our money man down in the field, Dexter Henry. What are you seeing?
Money man trying to stay warm here. What I am seeing, though, is from Chaminade, we've seen more Catholic get back into this game. And the players on the sideline, they're encouraging each other. Finish. That is the motto right now. They want to finish. They don't want to give the team any life. More Catholic on the other side to get back in this game. So that's the one word you're hearing throughout. Finish. Player spirits not down. They're keeping each other up. Still a 2-score lead. And we'll see if they're able to hold on and close this out here. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Dexter. 4th and 7 from the 25. Ducking out of pressure. Oh, and it's incomplete. That was a first down there for Lighton.
A catch that Lighton typically makes, and that's a fortunate break for the Flyers defense there on 4th down to get the turnover and put it back in the hands of their offense.
I think it was a great job, too, just defensively as well in coverage. Let's see who that was. Watch it again.
That looked like number 25, Brian Friel,
yeah.
the 11th grade defensive back. Does a really good job out there on the edge and at a really make or break time in the game. Big 4th down.
Dieguez. Complete pass on 1st down. A short gain on 1st down to Creo.
It'll be a 1st and 10 for Chaminade. It's 30 yards.
One thing to be a little bit weary of if you're the Flyers offense going into this 4th quarter is, Alakwa isn't as big of a presence right now. He's a little bit banged up, and they've been leaning very, very heavily on Gavin Creo. Now, if I'm more Catholic's defensive coordinator, I'm saying right now we shut down 24 and make them beat us elsewhere, and we'll see if that can be done for Chaminade.
Telesford was the first in there, and there you see big number 75. You mentioned him before. Tabansi, the junior, in on the tackle.
That can't be a good feeling, seeing big number 75, all 6'5", 265, barreling down at you.
Yeah, when we spoke again to the more coaching staff, Gianna Tassio, Nick said that he reminds him a little bit, Tabansi is, of Teddy Cushy, who was in that same position just before Tabansi had it. Cushy now at LIU. But the difference is Tabansi has a little bit more upside because of his athleticism.
Absolutely, and it's like I said, at 6'5", at only 15 years old, who really knows what kind of athlete this kid is ultimately going to become.
Wagner on the carry.
So the look went to Creo on the option, on the pitch.
3rd and 3 for the Flyers.
And kind of a big 3rd down here. The Flyers obviously, 4th down, so they will punt the football. Dieguez is back to punt.
Bit of a lackluster drive right there for Chaminade, hoping to get something established after the big 4th down stop by your defense. Instead, it's a quick 3 and out, and you're going to give the ball back to more Catholic, likely in good field position.
Dieguez steps into his punt and gets a beauty off.
Wow.
Unbelievable. It will be downed at about the 9. Dieguez.
Really, really impressive. You know, we talked about the boot of Tim Tomlinson earlier for this Flyers team, but Dieguez stepping up in the punting game, flipping the field and doing his defense a big favor right there.
Some more. They have been knocking on the door, right? They've had some opportunities, none bigger, of course, than at the end of that first half where they were stopped at the goal line. And Dieguez, I think that smack against the bench there was more about the offense, right, and not being able to continue their drive than, of course, that great punt that he just had. Chaminade shows blitz. It will be a short gain on first down, a 2-yard gain for Pacheco. So, again, when you go up and down this Moore lineup, so many sophomores and freshmen, right? You've got a right guard and Cyrus Cardona, number 52, who's a freshman. Akeel Meredith Smith right next to him at right tackle is a sophomore. Only 2, Eddie Pierre at left guard, as well as Tellisford on the other side, are regular starters. 2nd and 10. That is complete. Cutting inside to about the 14-yard line goes Michael Zay, a junior.
And you know, Dylan, you talk about the relative inexperience and the youth of this Moore Catholic team, but that really speaks a lot to what Nick Giannatasio is trying to build out there on Staten Island. You know, he talks about his time coming from, you know, only having a JV team just 6 years ago to what they've been able to build over the course of the last couple of years. Won a small league championship back in 2019. So they're really, really excited to be in the championship game for their 3rd time. But all these young players spell a very, very bright future for Moore Catholic, regardless of the outcome here today.
Mikowski, look out. And did he fumble the football?
Wow.
I think the ball, and it is Chaminade ball.
And a big play by Dean Aquilina, number 66, flies in there. The 6'3", 245-pound junior does a great job forcing that sack, forcing that fumble, and getting the ball right back to the Chaminade offense.
So here's the funny thing about Aquilina, right? He had a conversation with Dolan. Dolan, the head coach, said, listen, Dean, you're a better offensive lineman. Dean said, I want to play defense. Dolan left that conversation, he said, angry. But he said, you know what? Listen, he's the one wearing the helmet. It's his job. He's like, go ahead, play defense. Well, there you go. You can see what he could do on the defensive side of the ball. And what an opportunity here off the fumble. 1st and goal from the 8. Alakwa bounces it to the outside, gets to about the 4-yard line. But Aquilina, big boy, wrestler as well, really quick, good hands, a ferocious tackler. I think he's won that conversation, right? That little back and forth with his head coach.
Well, I'm very, very familiar with that argument as a guy who played both ways in high school, got recruited on the defensive side of the ball by a few schools, and then showed up at Clemson and realized I wasn't a defensive lineman, that type of athlete. You know, more power to him with the big force fumble right there. But bad news is on Saturdays, in a couple years, you might have to go over to the offensive side of the ball.
Back to Alakwa, no gain there. How quickly, from the time you got onto campus, did you realize that you were not on the defensive side?
So I actually showed up at a 100-man tryout my 3rd day on campus. It was my way of matriculating onto the team. So I tried out for both sides of the football, and I honestly was sitting there, and I was looking at the defensive linemen at Clemson who were walking home from practice, and I said, that is not my side of the football. So they kept me as an offensive lineman. Very, very lucky for
show
that.
Off the ring.
Hey,
it worked out. It worked out for you,
Pat. Not too bad. It worked out well, but, hey, I got to be realistic. I was not a fast twitch guy.
I'll tell you who is a fast twitch guy, though, is the QB, Stuber.
Right there, Stuber. That's his 2nd touchdown on the ground of the day. You remember that really, really big long run in the 1st quarter, and then able to punch it in again to put Chaminade back up by 3 scores and maybe gain enough breathing room to start celebrating a little bit early.
I like that Stuber got the contact, right, and he kept going. Got a little help as well, as you would expect, right, from his offensive lineman as well.
Absolutely. And, as the game goes on, it's really, really important as a defensive player to continue wrapping up. Stuber running hard, breaking some arm tackles. Really, really great execution by the quarterback right there.
Tomlinson's PAT is good. I think that was Declan Welsh, the left guard, 62, kind of helped. There you go, right there. He gave him the props. He knew it was Welsh who kind of pulled him back in, right, into the end zone. And another rushing touchdown for Stuber. And again, right, he's got that interest from MIT, likes him a lot, and I think that's a great level for a guy like Stuber, right, to maybe play and obviously get an education at MIT.
Absolutely. MIT, across the board, whether it be engineering, economics, one of the best schools in the entire world. On top of that, a very, very competitive Division III football program as of the past 7 or 8 years, so could be a great option. And who knows, he might be working at Webull, creating better financial markets for the entire world in a few years.
He will also be going to school if he does go to MIT. It's not a done deal, but if he does go to MIT, listen, what a great area too, right? Great college town.
Oh yeah, you could have a lot of fun in Cambridge. So we wish him the best of luck in wherever his next chapter may take him.
It's a touchback. It's interesting here too, as we've got 6:53 left in this game. When we spoke to both head coaches, just sort of talking about coming into this game with the sort of weird way the classifications went. You had that hybrid of a conference, right? The AA1 and the AAA. So these two teams were part of that, right? So they were trying to fight their way into the AAA playoffs, or hoping to, and both fell just short of that, obviously being the 1 and 2 seeds here. Both really kind of want to get back there. Of course, Chaminade, when you think of AAA schools in the Catholic Football League, one of the perennial squads you always talk about. You talk about Chaminade and St. Anthony's, Monsignor Farrell, who we'll see later on as well, have always been there. Long look downfield. That is incomplete, but the Flyers want to get back there. They were upset that they didn't get in to the AAA playoffs. They just missed out from that as well. But, look, it came with an opportunity, right? So this was their opportunity to say, listen, we're upset about not being the AAA, but you know what? Let's make the most of it. Let's win in the AA1.
Exactly. Be a champion at whatever level you're at. And one of the lines that really stuck with me from my old college coach, Dabo Sweeney, is bloom where you're planted. You can't always control the circumstances that you're put in, but you can always control how you handle them. And Chaminade really out here today making the most of their opportunity. They'd love to be playing in a couple hours, but hey, a AA1 championship. There's worse things out there.
And that message was largely brought home by Connor Collette, who said his quote was, "This is not what we wanted, but it's what we got. So let's just go ahead and win the whole damn thing." And that's what the Flyers are trying to do here. They were excited to have another chance to play football, of course. And, listen, with the size of the program, the size of the school as well, and they've got it cooking a little bit again, and they expect to be back in the AAA in a year's time as well. Obviously, decisions have to be made from an administrative standpoint from the league's side of things, right? How they stack the league next year, but we fully expect to see the Flyers back among those elite in the AAA in a year's time.
Absolutely, and on the other side, More Catholic, structurally doesn't have as many opportunities to get up to that AAA level as a school like Chaminade. More Catholic, only about a 400-person school, so really doing a great job of just being here, being as successful as they are right now, and I've got supreme confidence that Nick Giannatasio is going to keep building something for the future out in Staten Island at More Catholic.
Just saw a flyer right there going across Mitchell Athletic Complex, a literal.
And that was the flyover that Varsity Media called in about an hour ago. We're a little upset that they're a little bit late, but better late than never.
But, yeah, listen, with Chaminade, and it's funny you mention it, right? Because, again, Giannatasio joked. He said, I think that Chaminade has more on their roster than we do boys in our school, right? So the number of football players on his roster at Moore Catholic compared to what they have in the school is pretty enormous, right? They've got 30-something on their roster out of like 125 boys in the school. And Chaminade, of course, again, a school of like 1,400 boys.
And, you know, we talk about making the best of your situation. That's really what Moore Catholic has done. Hey, you're not going to have the depth that some of these other schools you're playing against have, but, hey, go out there and let your guys play both ways and let your athletes make plays. That's what's gotten them to, you know, to Mitchell Field here today. Doesn't look like they're going to come away victorious, but still a lot to be proud of, being such a small school and rising to these heights. And
you know who had a great – and we talked about this on an earlier broadcast. We did that St. Anthony's Stepanak game during the regular season, and Stepanak's great head coach, Michael O'Donnell, says Moore Catholic now reminds him of them, of Stepanak, when they were just trying to push up above, right, to be an elite. They just didn't have the numbers, he said, for Moore Catholic. That's all they're missing right now.
Absolutely, and I think anybody who's familiar with Catholic football in the state of New York really understands the gravity of the words that Mike O'Donnell says, and that's a huge compliment. If they could become half of what Archbishop Stepanak has been for the last 10 years, and they will be very soon one of the preeminent programs in the Catholic League.
Alakwa forced out by Tabansi. And that's all they're missing, right? You've got to say, just the numbers. And it's hard because, look, there's other programs, right? Monsignor Farrell we're going to see here coming in. St. Peter's, St. Joe's by the Sea. So there's other Catholics as well, of course, as a very healthy public school situation.
Curtis, Tottenville, et cetera. Yeah, really strong football played out there on Staten Island. And, it's not like they have a monopoly of talent out there, but they take what they get, and they really make the most of it. I've been very, very impressed with the talent they've sourced to Moore Catholic.
3rd and 4. Looking for Creo again off his hand. So the Flyers will have to punt here in the final 5:30 of this fourth quarter.
And just really impressive what Coach Kevin Dolan has been able to sustain throughout the course of his career at Chaminade. Just another championship that they can bring back to Mineola. Really, really impressive year in and year out. They've been incredibly consistent through the years. And I think this will be another step in the right direction as they look to regain some of the prominence, get back to that AAA level in future years. I think, a lot of that foundation was set here by this 2021 team.
Yeah, Chaminade in their championship game appearances, this is their 10th appearance. They are 6-3 overall. 2019, we showed you before, they defeated Kellenberg 29-12 to win the AA. They won the AA also in 2014. Their biggest wins, of course, in the AAA playoffs. Here are the in AA here, Chaminade in 19. Again, you see there in 14 beating St. John the Baptist. But their biggest wins, of course, in the AAA division, a memorable 17-16 win in 2012 over their rival, St. Anthony. 1998, they beat Farrell to win the AAA. 1987, they beat Baptist. And you go back all the way to 1978, where they defeated Holy Family 6-0 to win the AAA championship. So Chaminade, a rich history, certainly, right, in terms of football. And you got to figure, too, the Flyers won with the leadership of Kevin Dolan and, of course, with a healthy roster as well. They'll be right back in that AAA, we expect, next season.
Absolutely. I'm really excited as a Catholic football fan in New York for what the next years have to come. Really, I think amazing parity throughout all of New York. A lot of great teams in the AAA division and on down. And, it's been on display throughout these first two games.
So Flyers will go for it here on 4th down. They'll pitch it to the right. Alakwa gets the first down and more. Christian Alakwa. Touchdown, Chaminade. A 42-yard run on 4th and 4.
And Dylan, you think he's worried about that taped-up ankle? I didn't see it.
Yeah, he's not too worried about the lacrosse season either right now. He's enjoying his final days on the gridiron. Look at a block, too, 42 on the outside.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if the Big Red coaching staff learns of his presence on their campus. They haven't won a ton of games in the Ivy Leagues at Cornell on the football side over the past few years, so they could probably use a guy like number 11 in that sport as well.
PAT is good, and Chaminade extends their lead 35-7. Christian Alakwa, what a game he has had to lead the way for the Flyers. And again, right, Kevin Dolan said, we lose Mario Fischetti, who broke all these records, probably the best football player that he said he's ever coached in 34 years. In walks number 11, Christian Alakwa. He replaces Fischetti, gets the same results. He leads the league in rushing, one of the captains. He calls him an absolute joy to coach. A low-maintenance warrior, he says about Alakwa. There you see his numbers. They're 13 for 60 and a pair of touchdowns. And, yeah, why not?
Well, I don't know if Coach Dolan would view it this way, but it appears that they don't rebuild. They just reload in Mineola. And what a blessing to have that type of backfield for years on end now for Coach Dolan.
And for him, too, this is special for him as well, right, to return. He was a longtime coach, 16 years at New Hyde Park Memorial, where he's the dean of students and a teacher as well. It is special for him to return to his alma mater. He graduated in 1985 to come back and coach at Chaminade. He really thanked the Sewanaka School District for having that understanding about what the special bond that Dolan has with Chaminade as an alum. They said, no problem, go right ahead. You can go over there and coach. And obviously, he's a few minutes away here from another title.
Absolutely. We saw Kamal Roy win a championship earlier at Holy Trinity. Kevin Dolan now here at Chaminade, both alumni of their schools, coming back to try and impart the same gifts that the sport of football gave them. And I can tell you firsthand that football really is an incredible mechanism for teaching young men the life skills that will help them to succeed in whatever it is that they choose to do. And it's really, really great seeing some community leaders out of these head coaches that really understand that the platform that they have to give these kids opportunities to grow into great young men.
That's an incomplete pass. I don't make many guarantees, Pat. Right? I'm not making predictions. I will make a guarantee for the last game. An alum of that school will win this championship. Just put it out there.
That's a very, very bold move.
As Farrell takes on Iona Prep, both head coaches, alums of their school. Again, that was originally scheduled for a 5 o'clock start. We will not clearly have a 5 p.m. kickoff for that one. And Tony Garofalo, 1989 graduate of Monsignor Farrell. Joe Spagnola, Iona Prep coach, also graduate of the Gales, former quarterback for the Gales.
You know, Dylan, I was thinking about going back and coaching at my old alma mater, Harbor Fields, but it might be another 30 to 50 years before you get to see me play on a championship Saturday. So might have to think that one through.
How about this, Pat? Instead of maybe trying to do that with your career, how about we head over to get something to eat, a little Thanksgiving pizza at Villa Milano over there in Plandome Road, Manhasset, 516-365-3440.
The more I've read this, do you think will my mother be upset with me if I skip her Thanksgiving turkey and just go straight to Villa Milano? Because I think that might be the better bet.
No, it's not. Here's how you do this. You go to Villa Milano, like, what time is dinner at the Godfrey House?
I don't know, 4 o'clock on Thanksgiving Day.
Perfect. Go to Villa Milano about 1 o'clock. In fact, go the night before, right? You get your pizza there, and you get a little bit of a taste, right, of what Thanksgiving will be.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm just concerned that if I get a taste of Thanksgiving at Villa Milano, that whatever my mother is able to conjure up on Thursday won't hold up. But, you know, that's the risk that she takes.
I've got confidence in Mama Godfrey. Interception at the 35-yard line. This could get returned for a pick six. The cuts, the extra cuts.
And he makes it.
Touchdown. There is a Varsity Media top 10 play.
And Hagen Wagner, we've been calling his name all day, steps up and Looks like he is going to be taken down, but just would not be denied. An impressive play, undercutting the more receiver Julian Cabanunez and bringing it all the way back, kind of like Ed Reed right there, just a ball hawk and would not be denied.
A 39-yard pick six. And, oh, yeah, they love those pick sixes on that sideline. That is for sure.
All smiles in the red and yellow right now for Chaminade. They're soaking this up, and especially for those seniors, what these kids have been through over the course of the past couple of years, losing their junior season, having to play a shortened spring season. These kids are on month 8 of the year playing football right now. That wears on your body, and I really know these kids are feeling the sweet fruits of their labor on the sideline right now.
So not only was that a great play here in the championship game, it was Wagner's second pick six of the year. He had 2 interceptions of the year. One was a pick six. Now that's his third and his second pick six. He's that connection, right, in the secondary between the run stoppers and the perimeter guys. Another varsity lacrosse player, a tremendous athlete. We've seen the impact, too, on specials. Hagen Wagner getting it done defensively to give the Flyers, after that 2-point conversion as well, a 43-7 lead with 3:51 left in the fourth quarter.
It's been surprising because it felt like for a while there, second quarter, third quarter, that Chaminade was content with allowing more Catholic to hang around this game. As soon as they'd go up, it kind of seemed like they'd take their foot off the gas a little bit. Well, here in the fourth quarter, they've really done a good job of clamping down. And, we heard from Dexter earlier that it was all about finish on that Chaminade sideline, and they've really done that as the quarters played out.
I think Dex finally came up and got some pizza from Rico's there. We need to get him fed.
Hey, he deserves it. Best sideline reporter in the business, and we need to make sure he's energized going into this AAA title, the nightcap.
I think he'll be fine. He's got the stamina, that is for sure. 3:51 left, fourth quarter. Chaminade that much closer to another championship. Fielded at the 5. And that is a short return. Look, this is obviously not going to go the way that Moore wanted it to go. But even we spoke as, again, some unnecessary extracurriculars. And we'll take a quick break as this all gets sorted out on the field. 3:42 left. You're watching the Catholic Football League Championships presented by Webull Financial.
Catholic health, when we see our island, we see a region that lives, feels, and pulses with energy. But before it all, we see you, because it's your lives that breathe life into this island. At Catholic Health, we're able to provide the highest quality, most innovative care for your body, because our culture cherishes your humanity. Long live Long Island.
Welcome back to Mitchell Athletic Complex. Dylan Butler, Pat Godfrey here as cooler heads have prevailed. 3:42 left in the fourth quarter. Chaminade looking to close out this championship game, win another title. But as I was saying before we went to break, for more Catholic, look, just the experience of getting here. Again, it's a very young team, only 2 senior starters, right? Giannatasio said, look, it's huge. In the past, Moore struggled even in the A division. There you see their head coach. In 2016, we won the A in his first year as head coach. 2019, they won AA2. Now it's AA1. It's great for the program, great for the school, great for our kids. Just great for us. He said 5th year on varsity, 3rd championship that they're playing for. Whatever bracket it is, they're just excited to be there. So it's a good program building moment for Moore Catholic, which is building its way back up. Again, it's not just it's not a brand new program. You even go back to 2004. They were in the championship game. They lost in the AA to Holy Cross. 2003, big win over St. Joe's by the Sea, 21-16 to win the A. So they've been a program. They've few years they went out of the league. Now they're back in the league. So Giannatasio trying to obviously build it right back up. But these are the experiences that helps you do that.
Absolutely. And, regardless of what the scoreboard says at this point in the game, when you're a coach, you're just telling my guys, I don't care about the end result. I care about how we play. And you have to, right here, buckle down and finish playing more Catholic football. I don't care that you're down, that things haven't gone well today. This is a program and this is a team that's building for the future with a lot of young guys. So go out there. You got 3 minutes and 42 seconds left, and try and finish on your terms and get something productive that you can bring into the offseason and try and build towards a championship next year.
So a lot of these conversations here among the coaches, I like what the officials are doing here. Of course, it's just slowing everything down, but they're having the conversations with the coaches, right? And the coaches then are having a conversation with their players, just making sure, as you see the personal fouls, they will offset after all of that, and we'll have a first down. But it's important to end the game the right way for both teams.
Absolutely. It's at the end of the day, all these kids respect one another. They're going out there. They're working their tails off 10 months a year. You hate for it to end this way, for Moore Catholic. These kids have really fought all season long and have a lot to be proud of. But, hey, let's go out on the right note. Let's remember who we are. And let's go out as great men first and foremost.
All right, so after all of that, Moore Catholic will be on offense, 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Mikowski, the handoff. The little push as well going forward. Gain of about 3 on first down.
And big number 55, Anthony Scala, all day has just been a force inside for Chaminade. Really stymied that Mavericks rushing attack from the start here, and really showing why a lot of schools are excited about the 6-foot, 260-pound defensive lineman.
Another run there on 2nd down.
And there was Scala again in the backfield. Appeared to trip up Mikowski, who's a little slow right now.
Well, Maniscalco, it looked like, was laboring a little bit. We have an official's timeout for the injured player who's being helped off the field. And again, Villa Milano, you can get your Thanksgiving pizza. I feel like every time that we show this, you're getting more, your decision's being made. I think you're going to head there for this Thanksgiving pizza.
Forget about Thanksgiving. I think I might head there as soon as this game's over. I
All
got
right,
to
here we
call
go.
to figure out what
5-1-6.
the hours are, because if Iona and Monsignor Fowl wrap up a little bit early, I could definitely fancy myself a nice slice of pizza on the way home to New York City.
3rd and 2. Mikowski goes to that far sideline, and he will run for the first down. But again, it was an interesting year in the Catholic League because of this hybrid division, right? Again, normally you're set. Like you're a AA, you're a AAA, you're an A, and that's it. This year, again, you kind of mix in the AAs and the AAAs, and you're trying to find those top 7 teams to make the AAA. When the seeds came out, Chaminade players, the program was upset they weren't in the AAA playoffs. They believed they deserved. And again, look, they beat Monsignor Farrell on the road.
They
right?
beat Monsignor Farrell. They're a much stronger team than Christ the King was all year, who also made the AAA playoffs. It's certainly a strange system that I think people are just adjusting to right now, but you got to be proud if you're Coach Dolan to see your Chaminade team come out today and, hey, listen, make the best of the situation we're put in. It wasn't the championship you wanted to be in, but you're in the championship, and let's go get it done.
So that pass went up kind of like you do in the schoolyard, right? When you're playing like two-hand touch on the kickoff and just throw it up in the air.
Yeah, I think we call that jackpot.
It was picked, but you could see a push in the back, so a pass interference call against Chaminade pretty clearly there.
And that's Mikowski utilizing the old Joe Flacco method, where you throw it really deep and pray for the PI.
But yeah, so Christ the King was that X factor, and the reasoning being because they declared themselves to be a AAA team before the start of the year, so they had to be among the teams in AAA. Of course, they had a change a little bit in terms of their personnel and coaching, and that changed things a lot, and that became the X factor because the way that the rules were in place, you had to have Christ the King be in the playoffs, in the AAA playoffs, right? So if they didn't, clearly they're not one of the 7 best teams this year. Chaminade would have been in that mix, but again, it's the tiebreaker the way it worked out. And listen, also credit goes to Monsignor Farrell because a lot of people were squawking about them being the number 2 seed, right? And yet here they are in the championship game coming up in the AAA.
Absolutely, and in the future, you know, if you're Chaminade, you control your destiny each year. You know, you go out and you beat Kellenberg next year. All of a sudden, you're looking at a AAA bracket. But at the same time, I really don't want to harp on that too much because this is still very much a championship game. This is still a tremendous accomplishment for every one of those players. These guys should be really, really proud to still bring home some hardware this year.
That was a good-looking run there by Donovan Stewart, the sophomore, transfer from Don Bosco, first year playing in this more Catholic program, number 9. Got the first down run, 1st and 10 from the 36-yard line. Mikowski back to pass, goes far side. Looks like he's found, was that Telford or Leighton?
It's Telford.
Well, he's been quite a threat offensively today, huh?
Especially as a guy who came into the game with apparently 0 offensive receiving stats.
He only had 2 carries for 6 yards, according to their stats. But listen, we talked about sort of his options and Monmouth, Wagner, LIU, Stony Brook. He's got interest there as a linebacker, but you know maybe as a receiver, tight end as well, maybe opening up some eyes.
He reminds me a little bit of an old Stony Brook tight end named Will Tye, who actually had a stint on the Giants. You know, not the tallest guy in the world, 6'2" or so, but very, very thick, strong, H-back looking guy. That's really how Towson's played.
That one to Leighton was incomplete, but another flag on the play. This will go against the Flyers. It'll be another pass interference penalty with 18 seconds left in this 4th quarter.
And Chaminade getting ready to douse their coach with a nice Gatorade bath.
I'm always intrigued on like who that guy is, right? Like who's the one to do it. All right, we've got some numbers here. We got 61 and 66.
You're usually a guy that the coach likes a lot because
it's getting cold.
Yeah, right now I would not want to be covered with sticky Gatorade in the November elements at Mitchell Field, but if it comes to the championship, I guess it's worth it, right, Dylan?
Yeah, I don't think Kevin Dolan's going to mind too much. Mikowski rolls to his left, tucks it, and he will get out of bounds with about 11 seconds left. They're getting ready on that sideline. Can we find Dolan?
Second and 9 from the 10.
Well, a lot of blockers for that Gatorade. Second and 9 from the 10. Mikowski goes end zone, and that is caught. Out of bounds, though, was Leighton.
And I really do appreciate watching these Mavericks compete to the very final snap. Hey, listen, there's a lot of young guys out on this field. These guys have an expectation that they're going to be back here next year trying to make a run at it again. But certainly shows a lot about the character of this team that's been built out on Staten Island, that they continue to fight to the very last second.
Yeah, they are Staten Island tough. There's no doubt about it. And these Mavericks, we've not heard the last of them going forward. So this will be the final play unless there's another defensive penalty. Mikowski back to pass, lobs it again, looking end zone, and it is caught
Out of bounds once again.
Out of bounds, and that's the ball game. There's the Gatorade shower for Kevin Dolan as the Flyers celebrate the AA1 championship.
And that's got to be a sweet feeling for these guys. They've been through so much to get here. A lot of hurdles in the road. One seed coming through the AA1 playoffs and are able to finish it off with a title for their seniors.
And listen, right? It's what Connor Collette said. It's not where we wanted to be, but let's make the most of it. Let's win a championship, and that's exactly what the Flyers did.
In college football terms, you didn't win the Natty, but you won the Orange Bowl. So
there's still a ring
very
in it
good
for
thing.
you.
Still a very good thing.
And a good show of sportsmanship here, obviously, between the two teams after a hard-fought battle, as the Flyers of Chaminade, 43-7 winners in this Catholic AA1 championship game. Congratulations to Kevin Dolan and the Flyers of Chaminade, another championship in their belt. Again, they won the AA in 2019 and 2014. In 2012, they beat St. Anthony's to win the AAA, and another title for the Flyers.
And I'm sure a bittersweet moment for a lot of these players at the Chaminade program. A lot of their top guys tend to go play college lacrosse rather than football. And I know for any one of these players who might have played their last snap in football pads, especially, you know, obviously in a Chaminade Flyers uniform, it's always bittersweet. But to be able to go out on top, that's one of the greatest feelings in the world.
We'll take a quick break. We'll bring you the trophy celebration as well as our Catholic Health player of the game. Final score again, Chaminade 43, Moore Catholic 7. You're watching the Catholic High School Football League Championships presented by Webull Financial. Arjulo over the middle. He's got a man. It's complete. Ciolino. See you later.
Going long. Wide open. Perazzi. He gets it. Perazzi. Foot raise. 10, 5. Make it. Touchdown. Punch. Counter punch.
Trickery. Ryder gets it back. Goes over the top for Haberman.
What a catch! Just Ross Simmons strips him. That's loose. And Ross Simmons is going to take this in the other direction. Make it. Touchdown. Touchdown East.
We welcome you back to Mitchell Athletic Complex. Dylan Butler and Pat Godfrey here. And Wagner, for his second pick six of the year, is awarded the defensive player of the game.
As we view this picture for Chaminade that will go on in immortality within the walls of that high school in Mineola. And it has to be a really special feeling for all these guys, knowing that they're able to go out on top, accomplish a big goal of winning a AA1 championship.
And Stuber was named the offensive player of the game for Chaminade. And, you know, it's always special, obviously, to win a championship, but when you get to do it as a senior and you know it's your last game, that's probably nothing better than that, right, to go out a champion.
Absolutely, absolutely. I can speak to that from a certain extent. Unfortunately, I was injured my last football game against Alabama, but was able to win my last college game by 4 touchdowns, the national title. Obviously, you know, slightly different scenarios, but still nothing better than to know your last football game, you'll go out on top, you'll emerge victorious and be a champion.
Chaminade 7-3 is how they end their season, and really they had quite a turnaround. When you look at it, Pat, you know, they had their kind of fork in the road moment when they had that lopsided loss to rival Kellenberg in week 4. They lost that game 35-8. They regrouped, they went out and they beat Farrell on the road 17-14. Then they won 3 of their next 4 to get into this championship game. They're only lost to Iona Prep, who, of course, is going to be playing in this AAA championship game as well. So that was sort of the big turning point, right? Which way are we going, guys? Are we going to lose from here on out, or are we going to make something of the season? They certainly made the most of their season off that loss.
And, you know, Kevin Dolan summed it up best going into halftime. Resilience for this Chaminade Flyers team. That's really defined them since 2020, since the pandemic started. These guys have had a lot of excuses for, you know, why to be down, you know, things that weren't going their way, especially, you know, some adversity early this season. But a true test of character is how do you get back up when you've been knocked down? And I think their response from that Kellenberg loss really tells you everything you need to know about the character of these kids out there in Chaminade uniforms.
And what's interesting, too, is we'll detail it when we get to the AAA championship game, but the same is true of Farrell, right? So, like, Chaminade's turning point of the season happened with that win at Farrell, and that was where Farrell's season started to turn, right? Because they were like, guys, if we want to be a AAA championship team, if we think we can be in the AAA playoffs, we've got to win out from here on in, and the Lions did just that.
Well, I always remember hearing this in college. It's a lot easier to learn from a loss than from a win, right? Which, you know, speaks to obviously what Holy Trinity was able to do earlier today by completing their undefeated season, you know, have a great year, completely unblemished. But I really think it shows you a lot about high school football, of how pivotal these key losses have been mid-season to lead teams like Chaminade on runs. We'll see if Farrell can replicate that success here in the nightcap.
Flyers right now in all kinds of different huddles, and this is the true sort of representation of a college program, right? It's all your different, you've got your O-line guys, your D-line guys, your linebackers, everyone lining up in their groups as they celebrate the championship. We will have an interview, I believe, with somebody on that team. We expect it to be Thomas Stuber. And Stuber, a champion for Chaminade. Let's send it down to the field where Dexter Henry has our Catholic Health Player of the Game.
And Thomas Stuber here with me. Thomas, first thing I got to ask you, you're champion, man.
Yep.
How does it feel?
Feels fantastic. It's a great way to go out. I mean, all around, our entire team was just dogs. The O-line had a great day today. Alakwa had a great day, and all of our receivers played spectacular. So it was a great way to end it.
You guys have been prolific offensively. You do it again today. You're up 21-7 going into the fourth, and then 22 consecutive points. Just that outburst, what did it mean to close the game and finish, which I heard you guys talking about on the sideline?
It was just a great way to go out. I mean, all around, all the seniors had like a little extra drive to end it on the right way, and the coaches did a fantastic job of getting us out there and really did an amazing job with just going out there and fighting the entire game.
What does a win like this mean for the program? You saw how tight it was in the first half. You guys still fought through, had that defensive stand right before halftime. What does it mean for this program to get this win?
I mean, it's a great way to go through and end it. All around, Chaminade's determined to go through and win, and we're a brotherhood here. That's what Chaminade is. I always talk to all the people I try and get to come here, and that's what it is. And it just shows what the point of Chaminade is. We're all brothers, and we all fight together.
All right, well, you go celebrate with
yes,
your
sir.
brothers there.
Thank you, sir.
Thomas Struber, thank you, man. No problem about that. Thank you. Thomas Struber, offensive MVP of this game. Congratulations to him. Now back up to you guys in the group.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, Dex. Thank you for Thomas, our Catholic Health Player of the Game. There was a lot of guys to choose from, Pat, certainly, but Stuber leading the way offensively as the dual quarterback. What a great job that he did.
Absolutely, with the 2 touchdowns with his legs. He also did a very nice job tonight through the air. Was very, very impressed with the senior quarterback and had a bevy of nice options, whether it be Gavin Creo, Christian Alakwa. Really, really nice offensive effort today for Chaminade.
That does it here in the AA1 championship team. We saw the winning team. This is our winning team. For my broadcast partner, Pat Godfrey, Dexter Henry, our sideline reporter, Director Brian Butler, graphics Chris Sweeney, Angelo Caiezo, and Ron Pierre, as well as Matt McCower-Brown, giving you all the moving images, as well as executive producer Ben Turchin. Again, Chaminade victorious in the AA1 championship. We've got one more game coming up. It is the AAA championship. Number 1 seeded Iona Prep. Number 2 seeded Monsignor Farrell. Kickoff in about 42 minutes or so. You don't want to miss that one. It is presented, as all of these games are, by Webull Financial. So that does it here from the AA1 Championship game. We'll see you in a little more than a half an hour for the AAA Championship right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
The Catholic High School Football League Championship broadcasts are brought to you by Webull Financial. Enjoy tech. Enjoy investing. Catholic Health. Experts in medicine. Leaders in care. And by Winter Brothers, Long Island's #1 choice for recycling and waste removal services.